Happy Monday. What a glorious Monday it is. It is 7:09 Eastern. My Norway people, I hope you are still up, as well as the people of South Africa. Carlos, as I pretend to throw my hair back like you do, which is up. We have to look at my Norway people. Yes, I'm here. We have a jam-packed show tonight. We have a lot going on. Listen, I just landed. I was in Atlanta doing the Black Effect Festival. So shout out to Charlemagne the God. Shout out to Dolly Bishop, who is the president of Black Effect. Hello, Ghana. Guyana. I'm wearing glasses, child. I still can't see. Okay. But shout out to Charlemagne. Shout out to Dolly Bishop. She runs the Black Effect. Thank you. You know I'm moisturized and all that good stuff. So I had a great time. It was fun. I had Stormi Steele as my guest. We did a live reality with the King podcast. And then I did a panel with Kept on stage, Tika Sumter, Carla, a beautiful woman named Armani. She was the host of that panel discussion. So shout out to them. And listen, shout out to Cheryl Underwood. So Cheryl Underwood, okay, she grabbed me and said, I love you. And I said, oh, Cheryl Underwood. She said, Belle Collective, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, and that new Birmingham show. I watched all of it. What it's like. So Freddie O, who is the paparazzi of Atlanta, he recorded it per Cheryl's permission. We don't record things without people's permission. So I'm going to post that sometime this week. She talked about Glenn and Letitia. She talked about the Fletchers. She talked about Marceau. It was funny. But no, she's a huge fan of the shows I produced. That was great. And the raindrops were in the building. I had a great time. It was a really, really wonderful time. And look, don't forget to get your tickets. Nene Leakes and Carlos King were on tour. Birmingham, Alabama, May 13th. Tampa, Florida, May 14th. June 5th, we are in Houston, Texas. And June 6th, we are in Dallas. Okay? Yes. Surprises in Dallas. So go on Kingdom Reign, REIGNENT.com. Okay? KingdomReign.com. And tomorrow, I'm dropping my exclusive interview with Porsha. Don't make me call. And bitch, she answered. Yes, I'll be there. So I'm dropping that tomorrow. Y'all get to see me and Porsha. No need to guess. I will give y'all some tea about the Porsha interview later in the show. So you have to stay tuned. But what I will say is, this. She answered every question. We talked about Simon. We talked about Cordell. We talked about Fallon. We went back in time. And she answered everything. She left the interview and said, I could have stayed there all day. She delivered. You're going to love it. She answered everything. Everything. Follow-up questions. It was, listen, just watch it. Because I don't want to say too much, because just watch it. But what I will say is, I promise you, but I will say this, because I don't give a shit. You're going to see Porsha like you've never seen before. I promise you that much. I'll give you guys that much. You will see Porsha like you've never seen before. Okay, so that drops tomorrow at noon. Take your lunch break. Okay, whatever you got to do, child. I did ask her about Shamia. Yeah, I asked about everything. Okay, Michelle. We talked about everything. Kenya. Nene. We talked about everything. Tomorrow. All right, enough of that. We have a jam-packed show. Belle Collective, Birmingham recap, Lover Marriage, Huntsville recap, Real Housewives of Atlanta recap, Drew and Ralph court issues, talking about that tonight. In addition to Kenya Moore, what's happening with her spa and how Brit Eady got involved. Okay, we have a jam-packed show. So let's bring on my studious co-hosts, Blue, Dustin, and Claudia.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. What's up, Blue? What's up, Claudia?
I was going to say, yeah, we're both bringing the sunshine tonight and not the shade. Well, not yet.
The night is still young.
The night is young.
But I'm not.
I'm back in this motherfucker tonight. That's right. So I know y'all thought y'all had lost me last week. It's all good. Of course, my people held the floor for me. Shout out to my girl, Jasmine Henley Brown, the one and only. Okay, get familiar and stay that way. However, I'm back. So it's happening.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Hi, Blue. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Carlos. I love y'all. Shout out to Carlos. I know everybody's seen Carlos at the Black Effect Podcast Festival on Saturday and all that Prada. I know y'all seen that, right? Y'all seen that Prada with that hooded parka, the hooded nylon parka he had on. I know y'all seen that, right? Okay, because I did too.
That's what the rich people do.
And then they was doing it that damn day, based on what I seen.
Yes.
You see the mug though? That's that side profile mug where he looks like Puss in Boots.
And then the nigga knew to take the hat off. The motherfucker said, you know what? Some of these Getty images, I'm gonna leave the hat on. Some of them, let me take the hat off so I can have them.
Variation.
I've seen it. I seen what you was doing, Carlos, and I love it. You look good, bro.
My little stilo.
I'm a face queen.
Smizing for the cameras.
No.
Okay, America's Next Top Model. Yes.
I loved it.
I had a good time. He's talking about this in case y'all didn't see it.
Bam, right there. Bam.
That looks like Marlon Wayans though. That's wild.
I know. No, I literally. No, listen. This is me and Cheryl Underwood.
Hey, Cheryl.
That's Marlon Wayans and Cheryl Underwood.
He does look like him a little bit.
I did Marlon Wayans now more than anybody in the world. So this is yes.
That's Puss in Boots. You see it? Just the muggy sitting.
No. Well,
that's better than a motherfucker comparing you to somebody ugly like Roseanne or something. So you good, you know what I'm saying? You good.
But ugly people call you twin. It's not very insulting. I hate
oh my God, I spit in your face. Since we twins, you on mine, right? Same
you're like everyone says they look like you. You're like
your face, exactly.
I don't see it.
That is funny. So the funny thing is, Claudia, who do you get? Like, what celebrity lookalike do you get?
Well, this is a lot. She's a lot older. People may not know who she is, but Jane Kennedy since I was a little kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I finally met her.
Figure it out.
And then I met her and I dragged Carlos to a meeting because we was trying to do a show for her and it was all good. And then something happened and she got panicked, but we still cool. But I'm so happy for her resurgence. Like, look up Jane Kennedy. And we're in the same field, like actress. She's a host. Actually, the first Black woman on Monday Night Football. So she was amazing. Like, broke a lot of glass ceilings. So I love her.
No, she was good. Blue, what celebrity lookalike do you get?
Well, everybody thinks I look like somebody's cousin. I have like generic Black girl face, but I also, when I had locks, used to get Layla Hathaway a lot when I had locks.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Claudia, she was at the Truth Awards performing.
That's right. Yep.
Gorgeous.
So good. Yes.
And she's talented. No, Layla Hathaway is a baddie.
Yes, she is.
I love her.
And she's so talented. So that's a huge compliment. Dustin Ross, what celebrity lookalike do you get?
None. I'm 1-1, baby. You see, I got a scar on my forehead and shit. I'm 1-1. You know what I'm saying? So this don't look like nobody, but it works for me.
I got a scar on my forehead.
It's the original, exactly. Aries friend. In a car accident, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be telling drunk bar lies depending on where I'm at. So I might, you know what I'm saying? If I'm at a bar and grill, I might tell, I was on a ship. You know, you never know. I might make up a story.
So we got
But
Layla
yeah.
Hathaway, Marlon Wayans, Jane Kennedy, and Dustin motherfucking Ross.
Thank you, my
that's
beautiful friend. Exactly.
That's a 90s movie. That's like a 90s fine
Yeah.
kind of title.
I think so too. I'm happy to see y'all. I missed y'all last week.
Hey.
I'm ready to talk shit.
How was
Yeah.
you had a good 420?
I had, oh my God, did I? I had an amazing 420. Shout out to all my friends. So for those who don't know, before we get into our show, because we got a stacked docket this week, right? I have a 420 house party every year. I've done it since the 60s. But anyway, so in 2024, I gave my TED talk on 420, so I wasn't able to have it then. And in 2025, I had just moved into my apartment. It's a house party, so I wasn't able to have it then because none of my things were here. I just moved in 2 days prior. But this year, we changed all that, and I had an incredible time. Shout out to all my friends. They fuck with Monday Night Live. Them niggas probably watching now, so it's good to see everybody. 420 was incredible, and they love all of y'all. So yes.
Thanks, friends. Thank
We love that. We love that. We love that. So look, like Dustin said, we have a jam-packed show. So Claudia and Blue, any weekend updates? Blue, you celebrate a birthday.
Yeah.
First of all, give it up for my girl Blue. It's her
Taurus
birthday.
Taurus season.
I know it's Taurus season. So everybody spend all the money. Treat yourself every day. That's what Taurus
Happy
season
birthday,
is.
Blue. We love you, baby.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. And I felt very loved. I've never had anybody throw me anything ever outside of my mother. So it felt very interesting and weird, but nice to have my friends show up for me in that way. And I didn't do anything but lay on the bed. I got a massage. Shout out to Hands of Fury. That was a really good massage. Y'all seen those massage pages? Yeah, that was a good massage.
Those are the good looking brothers, right?
Yes.
Well, having an attractive man massage you while you're naked the waves are hitting on Malibu and you can hear the water. I said, now I'm living my dream right now. It was very nice.
Was the wave only being clapping?
Look, man, he's a professional. He's very good at his job. I now need a man who can massage me.
Blue, that doesn't really mean anything because a friend of mine had a massage and the guy ended up going down on her and like he was a massager and he had his face like by her thighs and he was like, can I? And she was like, fuck it. And
what's his Instagram? I'm just
asking. Well, wait, I'll give you that in a private chat. We don't want all the, we don't want to get too booked where, the people that need them can't.
I ain't even gonna hold you, depending on what kind of week I had and what you look like. You know what I'm saying? Like some weeks be harder than others. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. My new
favorite genre. If you look up, the adult arts, there is a massage subcategory. If you're stressed, I highly recommend. That's
incredible.
But no, aside from massage, I don't want to be too nasty because he might be watching. Shout out to him because he does watch the show. I just remember. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, if you didn't smash, it's okay.
I know he watches the show. I feel bad now. But
hey, Masseuse, she loves you.
Yeah,
he's fine too, so it's awkward. The weekend was great and also made me realize when you put attractive single people in the room together, that needs to be the new dating app because everybody in the room has been vetted. Because I didn't invite anybody who was emotionally unsafe. When I would see you making eyes, I'm like, oh, I like this. This would be cute. So I highly recommend setting your friends up in one big room and seeing what happens.
I agree. And you the type of friend people would trust. Like if you told me like, Dustin, you need to come here, it's gonna be whatever. I would trust that and I would show up. Yeah.
Oh, I can find a husband for you, Dustin. Is that what you saying?
Well, that's not, let's not take the thing all the way off the rails. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Okay.
Well, our first topic of the day, so raindrops. Remember, we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Atlanta Housewives, Jew and Ralph, plus Kenya Moore spa incident, and how Brit Eady got involved. But first thing first, we have to get into Belle Collective Birmingham. Okay, Belle Collective Birmingham. New time slot, 8 o'clock, 7 Central, Fridays on Oprah Winfrey Network. Also, shout out to Oprah, who just signed a multi-year deal with Amazon. Where her Oprah Winfrey talk show episodes will be on there, in addition to her book club, her podcast, and other specials. Oprah, I'm a phone call away. So,
that's some extra money.
That is epic.
I ain't mad at it at all.
Yes, okay.
And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Niggas have a problem with Oprah for their own reasons. I don't try to negate that, but I love Oprah. And as a media professional, as someone who has aspirations to the umpteenth power in media, Oprah represents a lot of hope for me. And so shout out to you, Carlos, for being that nigga that could secure a deal with the Oprah Winfrey Network and not compromise your artistic integrity. How about that? He brought reality shows to the Oprah Winfrey Network. Let's not sleep. Anyway,
I appreciate
I'm
that.
lit. I'm having a good day, so I don't want to throw this thing off. So
We love drug
my
busting.
bad.
Carlos Rada
All
says hi. I was with her this weekend too in Phoenix, so she says hello.
Oh, and thank you all for watching Rada's interview. Listen,
Yes.
you know me, I like playing with the comments, and the comments were commenting. A lot of people enjoyed the interview. So if you missed it, watch my interview with Rada. She is Michael Blackson's fiance. She's currently on Love and Hip Hop Miami. She's besties with Claudia Jordan. And she talked about everything. So if y'all missed that one, catch it as well. That was a really good one.
She says she wished she would have gone harder now that more time has gone by.
I know. By the way, I taped this months ago, but
Yeah.
because I collaborate with networks.
Yeah, you had to wait.
I had to
like,
wait.
yeah, she looked
The
really
dinner
good, and you were
king.
great with her. Like you're great at making people like she's. But at first she worries about not worries, but she sees the comments, and at first they're a little cruel. But I hope they get to know her just a little bit better. And so I saw her yesterday in Phoenix, and she was.
Those who watched it felt that way because people like to comment before they watch anything.
Yes.
So once they watched it, they did. So make sure y'all check that out too. But no, so Belle collected Birmingham, Stormi, Tiffaney, and the mop had a situation. So to catch you all up, Stormi Steele, formerly of Love and Marriage Huntsville, the Canvas Beauty Empire maven. She is featuring in the show. And honey, she got into it with Tiffaney because Tiffaney said, I need you to mop. Stormi got aisle 4, right?
What'd she
and
say?
She kept saying, mop, mop, mop. You said what?
What'd she say, Los?
I need you to mop. I need you to mop. I need you to mop. I need you to mop.
If you saw it, you know why that's funny.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. Need you to mop. Need you to mop. Need you to mop. Stormi got aisle 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Stormi said, I ain't got shit. I'm coming in looking like royalty, honey. So that incident parlayed into the next day where Stormi disinvited Tiffaney from her TikTok live, which featured Lala Anthony. But before we get into that, some people felt that Tiffaney was joking. Okay, a joke is a joke. Did Stormi overreact? Some people felt that no, Stormi was, what's what I'm looking for? She was
justified.
Thank you. She was justified for that. Blue, what did you think about that incident?
So my face be telling on me. Perfect example, right? We all see that infamous clip of my dear friend Scott Evans where he's talking to Mary J. Blige about the crispy chicken and he's ready to key and he realized she's not ready to key. So he stopped keying. That's what respect looks like, right? Crispy chicken. If it's not funny to the person, you stop and you pivot.
Yeah.
So even if she was joking, once I tell you to stop and you keep going, you are playing in my face. That's not up for debate. And so I'm Team Stormi. I'm biased. I love her. I binged everything all at once in Malibu. From what I can remember from between drinks, I think she is a very self-possessed woman. And I do think women like Stormi tend to quietly trigger other people in ways that they don't even clock sometimes. And they want to play in your face a little bit to see if they can get under your skin. So I'm Team Stormi on this one. I'm sorry.
Claudia Jordan?
Agreed. I was like, okay, was she joking? But there's one thing when you joke when you're amongst your friends and there's not cameras on you. There's another thing when you're putting on for the cameras and you're trying to play me just a little bit for the cameras. And that's why I would get defensive. And I think that's what was happening. I think I went with the open mind. I too like binge watched the episode so I could kind of get to see it all at once, like back to back to back. And I was like, no. And that's what happens on these shows. Like you in real life, if one of your friends did that to you in real life when no cameras around, it's one thing. But if you do that in front of people, in front of company, you trying to sun me a little bit. Exactly. And Stormi clocked it. She was like, oh, no, bitch. Like you tried it because she said that. And then she said, I had to send her back to her husband. Still on camera, still talking shit. So I feel like she, in her mind, maybe I'm playing, but it's also putting 10 on 20 is what I call it, 10 on 20 for the cameras. And that's what would have irritated me. Like, it's episode 3, relax. You're doing too much. You try to like check, like you try to sun me. You trying to like, little girl me. That was a little girl moment.
It was.
She don't need her to mop. And it was a joke, but she was definitely, I felt like she would do it for the cameras.
Dustin Ross.
Yeah, so first of all, shout out to my nigga Blue. What a life. Watching these shows in Malibu on your at leisure. Like, damn, Blue. God damn, what a pampered life that you deserve, right?
You're
Second of all,
hilarious.
now I started off this season and Tiffaney rubbed me the wrong way, but I'm not gonna sit up here in front. I do feel like Stormi and Fumi, who I love both, this does not negate their personal rankings on my personal meter, right? When it comes to this show, but I do feel like both of them are reaching when it comes to Tiffaney. I feel like Tiffaney probably gets on their nerves the same way she slightly irritated me during the first episode, and they kind of locked into that perspective of her. Because let's be clear, Tiffaney knows that Stormi was not going to pick up a mop, a Littman mop, okay, and mop the floor in any way. She knew that that was not going to happen. It was clear to me that she was joking. Now, Claudia and Blue both brought up a very relevant point that she don't know Stormi like that. Full stop. You don't know her, so you can't take certain liberties. But I think that the idea of asking Stormi to literally mop is so absurd that Tiffaney probably felt like, I'm assuming here, but I feel like Tiffaney probably felt like, I'm not asking you to mop. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Stormi had already decided that she don't really fuck with Tiffaney like that, which I had to by this episode, so I'm not judging Stormi for that. But I feel like Stormi and Fumi both had decided they don't fuck with Tiffaney like that, and it was what it was. Tiffaney rubbed them the wrong way, but they definitely both, I feel like, kind of saw an opportunity to attach themselves to a legitimate gripe with her, and they took it, even though it wasn't the strongest opportunity. So I still love both of them. This is not like, oh, they right, she wrong. It's not that sort of determination, but based on what I saw, Tiffaney's actions didn't merit like a determination from them based on her and her character.
But don't you troll people who don't like you though? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a bad person. If I know you don't like me, I might troll you.
I might fight you.
Oh wow.
You feel me? I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I would rather, y'all know, I would rather be around positive, authentic energy. I don't even be around people that I don't gel with like that. You know what I'm saying? But if we shooting a show, I might be a little bit more tolerant or give a little bit more grace to gelling with a person than I would with anybody. But I feel you though. Again, I'm not negating nothing y'all said, because I feel like, remember, I told y'all week 1, I peeped that Tiffaney wasn't really my favorite. So like that still stands. I'm just speaking specifically to like the personal gripes that they identify with her. I was like, come on, she wasn't asking you to mop.
I think you're also like a very logical man.
Yeah.
And
you think it's some woman shit, Claudia?
Yeah,
I think she's trolling. I think she was trolling her. Because if you don't like me, I'm gonna troll you, bitch. Yeah.
We're very women, and women are very intolerant of the little and we also peep microaggressions very easily. And it may come off to me like, oh, y'all tripping, but we see it, right? Later on, you find out whether it's true or not. And I mean, it is episode 3, so I have no problem in episode 7 saying I was wrong. But if I'm just meeting you and we're doing a first scene or two, you know it's on TV, you know it's gonna get exaggerated, you know we're gonna do commentary, and you know that's gonna be the moment. So I feel like women do.
I respect that.
You know what I mean?
I respect it.
You and Carlos can play around in a way that me and Blue could never play around, because we would be like, oh hell no, this the bitch tried me, or Claudia tried me. You know what I mean? Like we would know that. But for if it was men, I would totally be like, nah, we putting 10 and 20. But I don't know.
I do find that to be fascinating though, because
we're delicate.
I find it fascinating because, listen, the reason why I love producing reality television and watching others is because of the dynamic when it comes to gender and gender roles, whether it's married couples or female friendships. And one thing I always say, because a lot of people, I get the shade of, oh my gosh, women arguing, fighting. And my response always is, in Blue and Claudia, y'all can stop me if I got it wrong, I always say, nobody enters the situation saying, I'm going to get into it with anybody. I said, but there is something very unique about the female experience that only women can tell you, that when a bunch of women get together, 10 times out of 10, something is going to happen in the sense of a disagreement or something that, like you said, me and Dustin may consider it like, oh, we're playing with each other, but women may consider that like, I feel like you may be trying me. So what is it about that dynamic amongst some, not all, but some women that look, when you get a bunch of women together, something's about to go down basement.
I think we pay attention more to nonverbals than you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys think it's more about what someone says and what they, you know, their words. And I think with women, we look at the nonverbals. Like you see a guy, you might see Carlos in an outfit and like look at him like that, and you're peeping his outfit, you think it's fly. A woman might interpret that as, bitch, why you looking me up and down? And I know that's a very elementary example, but I'm just in a nutshell, it's
real.
It's real. Like it be the smallest thing. I've had people think that I don't rock with them because I may have had a look on my face or in a moment, and I might be checked out. Yo, sometimes I'm an airhead, okay, or my memory's bad. I got anemia. My blood count is low. I'm like,
I got my blood work done today, by the way.
Oh, good. Yeah, please, everyone do it.
You lucky we're not passing out right now as we speak. Yeah.
Inspired by Claudia Jordan Diagnostics. Okay.
Thank you. I have to get my follow-up to see if the iron infusion, like if it raised the numbers, but let us know, because then I want people in the comments to get their blood work too, because a lot of things start on micro level before it gets real big. Anyways, just like with friendships with women, little things can be blown out of proportion. It might not even be on purpose, but we definitely do clock it. And God gave us that intuition or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes I hate it though, because we do be like extra sensitive, I think.
Yeah, and I will say this. I wasn't born with that. That's part of the part. This is the part that's so interesting about this conversation. What Claudia is saying is absolutely true about how women are so socialized. Psychologically, some of it is hypervigilance, right? Because women tend to be raised with this lack mindset of it's me versus her. And even when we don't want to think like that, society will intentionally pit us against each other. Like there was a female commentator that I tried to do a show with, and we loved each other and had big personalities. Every show they were trying to get us to fight. Like two Barbie dolls, kiss. Like it's like society tries to make us fight. And so as part of hypervigilance, a trauma response for women is that they have to watch the microaggressions because they're constantly subconsciously worried about safety. Am I safe in her presence? What kind of woman is she? What is she signaling, right? Also, though, if you're born autistic, you actually don't have that instinct that Claudia talks about, and you end up with a bunch of guy friends because it takes you like 30 years to figure out the nonverbals that come naturally to women who have hypervigilance. So for me, I agree with her because I was born without it. I had to learn it. I was about 37 before I realized that up and down didn't just mean I like your shoes. And so it's always when you think I'm a bitch, and I'm just acting like a dude because I didn't know any better. So she's right. It's how we're socialized.
Blue, I learned the hard way real quick. It's a very, very short story. I was at the SWAT meet and I was on the phone with one of my good friends, and I was like fresh off the East Coast. So I'm already like, what you looking at? You know what I mean? Like you're extra, like, you know, on aggressive, right? And at this girl, like, you know, I was in the hood, I was on Slauson and Western. This girl was looking me up and down, staring at me the whole time. And I never thought it was in a complimentary way. Of course not. My mind goes to, bitch, she about to follow me to the car. So I'm on the phone. I'm like, yo, let me see what this bitch talking about. She's staring at me, right? I hang up the phone, and she says in the most, she looked real like a gang member, okay? She said in the most valley girlish of voices, oh my God, I love your shoes.
She's me. See,
and I had to be like, and I had to calm it down. I was like, I'm tripping. And sometimes we are, sometimes we right on, and sometimes we are reaching or a little paranoid about it, but it's there.
Hypervigilance. Yep.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, so what we found out is Tiffaney gets disinvited from the live. Stormi tells Mike that, look, I just don't want any energy around me. This is a very big deal. It's my first collab with Lala. It's my first live with her. I'll deal with the Tiffany thing later. I just can't have that around me. God forbid something goes bad. And then we see that, unfortunately, something was going bad with the boxes. So, Dustin, number one, was Stormi justified for not inviting Tiffaney, disinviting her? And what did you think about the live that went awry?
Yeah, so in the context of real life, yes, I have a very definitive boundary between business and personal, and I totally respect Stormi saying, hey, I just don't want no bullshit around me when I have this very important, you know, opportunity at the, you know, at you know, in front of me. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense to me. On the context of them being cast members on a show, if you're inviting other people there, invite Tiffaney as well. You know what I'm saying? Because the same amount of distraction that her presence would cause you, the presence of the cameras, the presence of the other cast members will also cause you as well. So if we talking about real shit, yeah, don't invite her because this is your business. This is a very important opportunity. It was such a beautiful set. You had Lala's full support. You wouldn't want to add anything in the mix that would jeopardize that. In the context of them filming a show as ensemble cast members, don't, sit out on the side when you really could get in the paint. Go ahead and bring her there and argue. That's what you're here for. So that's my take on it.
Claudia?
Well, you remember on the Next 15 when people started giving me and Karamo problems, we said, all you bitches can stay home. You're all fired. It's just us, me and him, and that's it. And guess who ended up being talk show host?
You and him. Claudia, give me high five.
And scene.
Claudia.
We knew our intuition, me and my good friend Karamo, our intuition knew, get that from around me. Apollo.
Come get your baddie chain, which is
yeah, Carlos.
So yeah, and if you're serious about your event, if you're serious about your project, and you're already stressed out, and it looked like Stormi was really stressed out during that live because it was a mess, right? The technical problems. Mm-hmm. Who wants that extra reality show or not? This is really my business. No, you got to go. I don't need you hating from the sidelines. What I perceive to be hate. I'm not even saying that. Oh, girl's a hater. I'm saying what I perceive at the time. You know what I mean? I'm like, anybody that ain't for me right now, I know 100% you can't be here right now. But like I said, shout out to Karamo. Great job.
Shout out to Karamo.
Emmy Award winning.
Yes.
Yes. No, love Karamo. Okay, so Raindrops, Belle Collective, Birmingham, every Friday, 8 o'clock, new time, 8 o'clock, 7 Central. Listen, set to DVRs. I know that's archaic.
DVRs.
Do we have this? They took mine off my new plan.
A button in the remote.
I miss my DVR.
But listen, there's options available per app. Whatever app you watch it on, you can have. There's stores available on YouTube TV. You know what I'm saying? You have options.
Thank you, Dustin.
Watch the damn show. Okay, that's the point of all of this. Yeah.
Okay, and watch it.
It's good. I like that you don't have 8 cast members on there, like 9 cast members, because my ADHD, the way it's set up, it's hard for me to like balance and keep track of everybody. And I like that it's like I can get more into each person's life.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good for real.
Yeah,
it's my favorite. Am I allowed to say that? Are we allowed to have favorite children? Okay. That's my favorite.
No, I mean, listen, I can't say that. Well, thank you, baby. Here. But no, Blue, you can say that. Now, listen, I can't say that, child.
Blue, you definitely can say. You supposed to say it.
Yeah.
I'll be the bad cop.
Yeah, sis, you good.
Blue's like, look, we got to talk about other shows too, because next up we have Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start with you, Claudia, baby. Nell Fletcher had a family meeting and she is talking to her kids about what they're doing and not doing, and how she pretty much is keeping everything afloat. A lot of F-bombs were dropped. Claudia, do you think when it comes to Nell, is she justified for the way she feels about her kids not living up to the expectations of helping her out that she thought they would?
1000%. You raise them, that they're a reflection of you. And if things go awry, people blame your parents and how you were raised, even though they are adults. And the one son, which was it? The son that said, I'm 34 years old. I have 3 kids, Lance. Like, my number is good. I'm like, I know you effing lying right now. Mm-hmm. He said it so casually. And she's like, no. He's like, if I was married, it wouldn't be a big deal. She's like, but you're not. They're like, you're not married. And I agree with her. I mean, some people might think it's overreaching, but they are a reflection of her. She's not for it. I think moms should be vocal. And black moms usually are, especially about their sons.
Especially about their sons.
Especially like the daughters, they be like, oh yeah, you can be on the corner, it's fine. But the sons, my child, and my family anyway, the boys were like,
I think in 98% of black households.
Right, Carlos.
I think, listen, and we had this conversation before. Blue, I want to get your perspective next. Listen, one thing Michelle Obama said about her mother, that she was the first, Michelle's like, I'm the first lady, law school, I did all that. And she said her mom would be like, yeah, but your brother is just,
Mhm.
you know, so
That's how it is.
Michelle
It's
Obama
the
made that joke.
trash. Ugh,
Yeah. So, Blue, do you think there is something to the coddleness, right? Like, do Black mothers coddle their Black sons? And when it comes to their daughters, they are treated differently in the way that they don't get as much sensitivity. Because what we did see in that scene too, her daughter's there. But when it comes to them boys, it's a whole different dynamic.
Yeah, what's the old saying? Mothers raise their daughters and coddle their sons.
Mm.
I hate it here. Yeah, and what's crazy is when you coddle your son, you brought a whole new F boy into the world. Congratulations. As if we need more. I think it's tricky when it comes to children because they're a reflection of you, but at some point you do have to let them be their own people. I do hope, is she like on meds? Because a lot of these moms, when they be screaming on these shows, Simone, Nell, I'm like, the hypertension, is it like a little vein in the back of the neck? Like, and Lotopine is amazing. So I do think watching these shows has made me understand the hypertension epidemic in our community. I also think too, though, be careful not to raise a son that you wouldn't be proud to have one of your friends date someday. Not that I'm saying it like one of those other shows, but a lot of us raise boys that are the men that we complain about later in life. And I think their accountability is a little bit off because she's easy to dismiss as an emotional mother. A lot of boys have moms like that. They're like, my mom's emotional. She be tripping, but she'll give me what I want after I let her scream. The lack of accountability, the lack of consequence, the lack of being inconvenienced. If your child knows that you are going to scream, yell, pop your hypertension pill, but they're still going to get what they want anyways, what did you really do but put on a show that nobody bought tickets for? It's performative to me. So unless I see a consequence, it's all just noise, respectfully.
And then he also wants her to be the babysitter too.
Yeah.
So that's on top of everything else. So maybe she gives them more attention or coddling because they need it, and the daughter doesn't need it as much too. Because
why do they need it? Because the daughter had to figure it out on her own, didn't she?
Always. I tell you, just like when my daddy had me waiting on the corner for him to show for my birthday party.
Oh, Papa, can you hear me? I will say this:
You had a
let
birthday
your
party.
sons fail.
Still waiting. No,
let your sons fail, guys. There've been studies that boys who fail end up to being better men. And I can look at Carlos and Dustin. You both probably scraped your knees on life a little bit and had to figure out how to stand back. How are you doing? And had to figure out how to stand back up. That is a really essential part of masculinity. Boys who are not allowed to fail turn into weak men. So be willing to let your son fail.
And I will say this, my mother, may she rest in heaven. As you all know, I'm the product of, I have 9 siblings. It's 10 of us total. It's 7 boys and 3 girls, right? 7 boys, 3 girls, same mommy and daddy. And we all 12 of us lived in one house together in Detroit, Michigan. One thing I will say, and my sisters who watch this, hey, Tamika and Lakita, they watch
Hey,
they used to Jones my mother in a loving way, like, you spoil these boys. And what was so funny, my sisters ended up having, of course, a daughter and a son. And their daughters told them,
they did the same thing to their brothers.
You're doing the same thing. When it comes to our brothers, you coddle them. When it comes to us, we're tough. We got to figure shit out our own and all of these things. So I do want to talk about, and Dustin, you can lead this too. You know, listen, Nell, just like Dr. Simone.
Exactly.
They yell about it, but do you think that there is something about these boys where the mother does all that yelling, but at the end of the day, does anything change? And before I get to Dustin, Simone did all that yelling of Married to Medicine. Hey, surround sound, Simone. And she ended up buying Michael, her son, a Tesla. And not only did she buy him a Tesla when he wanted a Jeep, she said on Watch What Happens Live, look, I'm gonna spoil my kids. I made all this money, I'm gonna do it, and that's that. And we were like, but we were on your side when you was yelling at him. So, Dustin, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so first things first, I'm in the minority here. I believe if your kids are making good grades and being respectful and showing integrity, spoil them. Okay, Black children should experience joy and they should experience privilege if it is accessible for them. That's how I feel. This is a personal thing. I also ain't got no motherfucking kids, right? So maybe I'm just talking shit, okay? But that's how I feel. Now, beyond that, Nell Fletcher and her husband Chris Fletcher's relationship to their children, right, with each individual child, has greatly contributed to their relevance and value on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I feel like we are unavoidably going to explore the layers and context and nuances of their personal relationships as parents and children, and hopefully soon as siblings. I would love to see Carlos, producer of the show. I would love to see a view into the sibling relationships amongst Nell and Chris Fletcher's children, because they're all grown. They're making real decisions with their privates. And I think that I would love to see the way that they are engaging as siblings moving forward. I think that would be great, because the daughter, help me to remember her name, the daughter that Nell has identified as her right hand, who seems trustworthy and forthright and reliable. What's the daughter's name that works with Nell at the daycare? She was in the episode.
I'm having a brain fart.
Whatever her name is, shout out to you, beautiful, right? And shout out to you. Nell seems so confident in trusting her with responsibilities and duties at Growing Smile. What's the name of the daycare? Growing Smiles. Whatever it is. Yeah, but like she, you know, or something Smiles. Shout out to the daycare. But Nell trusted her in a way that we have not seen her trust any of her other children that have participated in filming on this show. So obviously that daughter got it going on. You know what I'm saying? And she has shown improving, and I love that. But Nell and her kids always gonna go back and forth. It is what it is. I love it. I think it makes the show interesting, and I love the fact that they're vulnerable enough to put it on camera. Yes, Nell shows favoritism, but Nell likes to yell. That's why her name rhymes with the word Nell and yell. You know, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is what it is. Bring it on. Yell more. Talk to them kids more. Explore it more. I want to hear all about y'all family. So I love it. Shout out to Nell and Chris and their children and Chris's license.
I love that you brought up the spoiling thing, because a lot of times people think that consequences means that kids have to be treated harshly. A child, first of all, I'm pro Black nepotism. I believe that if I was to be the head of a studio, I'm hiring everybody in my freaking family. Cry to your mother, right?
And don't feel bad about it.
No, because white folks do it all the time. I just think the only thing that we need to learn is watching white privilege is the absence of consequence. So luxury and consequence, kissing. I want both. Give
Same. You're so smart.
If not, you're gonna create a monster over there. So yeah. But I like that.
The booty hole of your cat. Just
She doesn't do this when I'm not in the air.
That's aggressive. That's an aggressive tactic to show your booty hole on camera. Like
her ass was in the air, that's for sure.
Yeah, man, she's scratching the back of this chair. There's all kind of holes in it. Okay, anyways, but I did like her, you know, trying to hold her son accountable, because like, I'm sorry, him thinking it's not a big deal to have 3 baby mamas, 3 kids, 3 baby mamas, and saying it's like I'm not doing bad at my age. I'm like, what? Stop, you know, because someone needs to say it. And I don't think that's baby and a coddling to say that to your son, that like, you know, and I don't want to meet any more of your girls until it's serious.
Let's break it down. Like it's not even from a, I agree with you 100%, right, Claudia? And it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's coming from a place of time management. It's coming from a place of strategy. It's coming from a place of being sufficient in the areas that you have to show up in, right? Like if you have 3 children in 3 different homes, that's a lot of logistics. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole lot of logistics. That's a lot of management of emotions. It's a lot of managing of relationships. And while it can be done, and I firmly believe if I was straight, I probably have a couple sets of kids. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have an older set of kids and a younger set of kids, and I raise them to love each other, but it would be what it is, right? But what I would do is make sure that the homes and the families that I am involved in are intact. And I think that's the piece that's missing, right? Yes, you choose to have an unconventional approach to parenthood, but are you showing up in a way that far exceeds the requirement, right? It's more than just what you're required to do. It's about coverage, full coverage, right? And making sure that your children and the people who are entrusted with taking care of your children, i.e. your baby mama, are straight. not only straight, but beyond straight, like well taken care of and have everything they need. So it's about the POV for me. But when I found out that he had all them kids, I was like, I probably had me 2 sets too if I was straight. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I wish it would have came. The advice would have came a little bit more.
It's chic. It's chic having sex.
It's chic, like divorce, right? Blue, see, it's chic. Yeah.
Divorce is chic.
No, as a child that thought I was the oldest,
Mm-hmm.
and then found out I was second, then I was third, then there was a younger one. I'm like, damn, like it sucks. Like you lose on so much relationship wise, and then you look at your father like. You couldn't possibly spread your time around. Like no one has the time management down. I've never heard of someone that has multiple baby mamas, like really splitting it fairly. Someone's gonna feel like less than. I didn't get to spend Christmas. Daddy didn't get me a gift. And I wish more advice, more of the tough love in that area would have came from the daddy.
Exactly. I do think the source matters when it comes to gender. I think hearing it from your mother, you expect it, so it's womp womp, Charlie Brown. But hearing it from your father, you're like, oh, it's serious. And Claudia, like you, because we're both love children. I thought I was my daddy's last child. I found out 4 months ago, I got a little sister.
How old?
4 months ago.
I found out Thanksgiving of last year. My mother and I were hanging out. I went to go see her. And I was like, what happened with you and daddy? She's like, you know what? He was a good man. I was like, so why did y'all really break up? And she said, because, he got Carol pregnant. I said, now who's Carol? She said, my homegirl. I said, when did Carol get pregnant? She said, right after me. I said, mommy, that means I have a little sister. She said, yeah.
And then you don't know your sibling. Like, I hate that. I have a sister. I told y'all. So have you met your sister?
Girl, I just found out a couple months ago. I don't know who the hell Carol is. I gotta go track this bitch down now.
Yeah, but I got a Facebook with old people be at. Carol on Facebook. If you mess with Blue's daddy,
let us know. Okay, so Raindrops, you're on assignment. Please find a Black woman named Carol. Okay.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Where is she from?
She's from he likes to sleep with women in the Dominican Republic and Haiti. He goes back and forth across the island.
Okay. They next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daddy would hop a fence and make a baby child. Carol.
And you want to meet your sister?
I do, and we all look kind of similar. They all look Samoans. My dad looks like The Rock, and my mother is like this beautiful chocolate woman. So if you see somebody with my eyes, but like Claudia's color, that might be my
Okay, and while you guys are on the case, can you look for Melissa Machado, Rhode Island? I heard she's pre-med. She's about 6 years older than me. She doesn't know that Larry Jordan is her daddy. So this is like breaking news.
Your father's name is Larry Jordan?
My father's name's Larry Jordan and my brother's name's
Larry.
That
sounds like a nigga who just.
He was a drummer, basketball player in the military. So he was like, in the 70s, like he had and he had a Jerry curl. They was on him back then.
I would, for what it's worth, I would have had a Jerry curl if I was alive and thriving in the 70s too.
Wait a minute, Dustin, your alternative life. By the way, my daddy was only 5'4" though, so he was a short king.
Wow,
stuff.
So he had game. He had game. Your dad had game.
He was little.
Aw.
That means he was determined.
We're gonna find Claudia and Blue siblings.
Wouldn't that be great?
Do that? That has to be on Patreon because I don't trust my family.
Hold on, Blue. Blue, hold up.
Show up.
Blue, let's get us another check. That could be a show on Bravo. I'm sorry, Amazon through Oprah. You know what I'm saying?
Finding Daddy.
Ooh,
Find my sister.
Yes.
Instead of Pin My Ride, it's Find My Sister.
Yeah.
Well, my daddy's name was El Mito though. He was very Cuban. It means the myth, by the way. El Mito means the myth in Spanish. Very.
Well, he had a cute name, so he was destined to be a player. It's like you name your son El Mito, and he know how to smile. What you think about to happen?
Looking like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah, it was a lot.
Damn, you had a 5'4" daddy. And he had the game.
I'm 5'9", girl. Genetics is crazy,
ain't it? He had a mouthpiece on him though.
He was rich. He was just short and rich, baby.
I mean, you don't feel 5'9" in person though. You might be 5'9", but you feel smaller than 5'9" when you're around. I don't remember feeling like Blue tall. I remember being
because you're a man, Dustin. Me and Brit were both like, Dustin's a man, so we could have just bent over because we were just happy to see you.
But anyway, yes.
No, but okay. The raindrops are on it. Okay, so Raindrops, Love and Marriage Huntsville every Saturday, 8:00 Southern Central. 8 o'clock on Saturdays. This Saturday is the showdown number 2 between Destiny and Tisha.
I want to give Destiny props. Shout out to Destiny. You've been having a great season. This is the Destiny's greatest performance ever. Destiny has been approaching her conflict on the show with a confidence that comes from being seasoned in the television space. And it is a huge departure from what we've seen to her previously. I made jokes about her hanging on the door in Madani, but I haven't made no jokes about her this season because Destiny has been showing up in these scenes, and also the clarity with which she has been approaching tough conversations and the emotional intelligence that has been evident, clear, right? Like she literally is in scene managing her tone, right? Her cadence, all those things, and it's evident, it's blatant. So shout out to Destiny because she really is winning the season, real shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to her. I want to see Scott Manor. I want to see that house. I want to see the restaurant. You know, I'm obsessed with construction, so we got a lot of irons in the fire here that I would love to see the end result of. But for now, I just want to give Destiny Payton her props because she really is having a good season on my mind, like for real.
Dustin, what did you think before we move on? What did you think, Dustin, of Ken and Trisha scene and Ken admitting that, you know, he was in another woman's DMs and had relations with another woman? Do you think that admission is going to work or not in their relationship?
I don't think Trish gives a fuck. If I'm being honest, I don't think Trish give a fuck about Ken having another woman in his life. I think she only cares in the context of keeping score in indiscretions in their relationship. But I don't think she is emotionally impacted by Ken dealing with another woman while they were on the outs. I think that her smirk, her laugh, the emoji she left under Lance's picture, I think all those things kind of lead us to a determination that she don't give a fuck like that. And shout out to Ken for being honest about the intention. He said, yo, I was trying to hurt you. Harsh to hear, right? Tough to hear. Tough to hear, but I don't know. And this is an individual thing. Like we all have a different meter as far as how words sting us and impact us, right? But I want the truth. Okay, no matter how it's going to affect me, whatever, tell me the truth because I can respect you. We can find our way past that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to have to feel like, oh, based on what you said, you have this determination of me. No, say it, Dustin, you ain't shit. I want you to just say it to me. You know what I mean? And I appreciated Ken telling her like, hey, yes, this woman was in my life. Yes, I did it to hurt you. To me, that is a direct indicator of him valuing you more than whatever the fuck else was going on. And that's why those things were able to be weaponized. So I personally appreciated it. And let's be clear, they fine as shit together. Ken and Trisha look good together. They both fine. They both in shape. They both fine as shit. Beautiful skin. They look good. Trisha made beautiful children. Both her children are gorgeous. If Ken wants a baby and they were to have one together, what a beautiful child. Like, so, and they obviously love each other because ain't nobody going through all of this fuck shit. It ain't even bullshit. It's fuck shit that they be going through. And no one's going to go through all that unless you really want to be there. So I wish they would just stop the bullshit, stop the kid games, right? And just focus and hone in on the goal, which is a sustainable connection between the two of them.
When she was calm, when he was like telling her all that stuff, and that is a woman that's like, all right, nigga. That, like, when you really are in it and locked in, you're like, wait, what? Like, you would not react like that. That is a woman that's like, good. I don't feel as bad about the guy that I messed with last week. You know what I mean? That's how I looked at it personally. Like when I'm like that and calm and like, because like that's hard to hear that from the person you are crazy about, love, whatever. That's checked out, or thank you for telling me this because now I'm justified for what I may or may not have done when we was on our little break. So score's probably even now. Like, okay, good, we even now. I'll never really tell you my tea all the way, but
I'm a smirk and smile because I sure would have been like, why are you looking like that, Trish?
That's not normal to react like that. If he was with someone else and you weren't, you would be so angry. You would be human nature. You'd be like, wait, I was loyal to you even when I wasn't happy. I wanted to step out and I didn't. She was like unusually calm and quiet.
I would have reacted like her though. That's the thing.
You would have?
First of all, when Dustin said fine as shit, I thought he said finding shit. Like they were going out looking for girls together. So I got excited for a second. You said fine as shit. Okay. Sorry. I was having a whole different party in my head. So
Blue.
I'm like, ooh, what episode was that? I missed that scene. here's the thing. When a woman has been 10 toes down, and maybe this is just people like me, when I've been 10 toes down for somebody and I've just been acting right, and I realize how much you've been playing in my face, I actually get cold. I'm like, I turn into an investigate. Like, I intentionally don't have a reaction because I don't want to blink. I don't want you to pander to my reactions. I want you to keep talking, dummy. Keep talking. So either she is checked out or she was being still because she was like, this dummy is talking. If I don't do anything, he's just going to keep on confessing stuff. I could see either being true. I also think, to Dustin's point about, by the way, Dustin, whatever you're drinking, send me the recipe. That should look fun.
I got you, baby. This ain't nothing but apple juice with a little apple cider vinegar in it. Ain't even no alcohol in it. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds healthy. Clean out your guts. No, I think a lot of times we don't really give credence to the gift of honesty. One of the things I always tell my clients is clarity is always an improvement, even if it hurts your feelings. Because the thing you're clear about was already happening, but at least now you know and you're empowered to make better decisions. I prefer clarity to feeling good because that clarity makes me more empowered. And so I've had people tell me, Blue, I didn't cheat on you, not because I love you, but because you were a little psychic and I was scared you were going to have a dream. And I was like, oh, I thought you loved me. That's happened with you before. But I respected this man for telling me that it had nothing to do with me, right?
Yeah.
And that made me appreciate him more. And so I just think that there's a gift in clarity that I'm seeing displayed in this relationship that I personally appreciate.
I just also want to say Trish was much more reactive to emotional, prodding from her from her husband, Marquez. I never saw this calmness or this stillness or this controlled reaction or this control of emotion from her when it came to when he came through the house. What's her friend name that had the Cassie haircut and the glasses?
Sharon.
When Sharon was over there, you know what I'm saying? And Sharon started popping off to Marquez when he walked in and shit. Trish instantly popped up. Everybody got emotional, right? Ken too, and rightfully, understandably so. But I did not see. There's just a control that Trish had towards her emotions connected to Ken that I did not see her able to produce in emotionally volatile situations with Marquez. So I think that may be relevant in some way. I'm not sure how, but I think it's worthy of note.
She's not sprung.
Yeah.
She's definitely not.
We're stigmatized. We can't do that.
No, she's like, I mean, it's good to have you around. It helps with the bills and it's convenient and I'm comfortable with you. And it's, when something's comfortable, even if it's not great, it's still like, you don't want to lose it. But like, she's not going cray-cray how girls would usually go hearing about their man with somebody else. I'm sorry. That's like,
I agree.
I saw that. I was like, she's don't give a fuck like that. And I was surprised she said such kind things in the scene. When she was like, I want to make it work. I'm like, you do. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. I had that same look when I was like, you say some shit, it's bullshit. You're like, I would like it to work out as well. You were just really like, damn, if you leave, let me see. The rent is $2,500. Right now,
Claudia, please.
Right now, I'm paying $1,250. I don't hate you. I like you. Cool. I'm not like head over heels. Yeah, like you are. You know what I mean? Like it's not bad, but it's not great. Like she didn't confess her thing there at that point.
My thing is they both. If we can just make it as simple as desirability, right? They're both like incredibly attractive people and they have other options, it would seem, based on the reaction to their appearance on the show. So I think it is something to be said that they are choosing each other. And so maybe there is a literal connection there that they can't get by. But I think that Trish alone, her countenance alone, torpedoes the whole, like relationship like alone. Because they can be talking about literally keeping the threads together of their relationship, and Trish be doing like this.
She just stopped telling our secrets.
Like
I'm sorry,
every time.
I was thinking that too, friend. I was like, "Ooh, Claudia, we're saying everything today, huh?" Yeah.
I mean, I'm in a good mood today. I got fine shit. Text me right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good place.
That's my shit. Yeah.
My shit, yeah.
New York, Claudia.
Oh.
You don't want to drop a pin, Dustin. She can drop a pin.
Another region of the nation.
Okay.
Is
the person I'm thinking about?
Nope.
Okay, got it.
Oh, well.
Got it.
I'm hot right now.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
Again, Claudia.
Knock that bed.
It's
Speaking
spring.
of Claudia, we have to get to a sad story from Claudia's cousin, Drew Sidora.
I found out we're not related.
Now.
Now you just found out.
Nah, I like Drew. I fucks with Drew.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in some very unfortunate news, Drew Sidora has accused her estranged husband, Ralph, of allegedly beating their son. She dropped this bombshell abuse claim about Ralph. According to court documents, Drew made the case for the judge presiding over the divorce to reconsider the decision, ordering the reality star to vacate the Georgia home she shares with Ralph by the end of the month. Drew told the court she doesn't have the funds and will be homeless. In addition to that, she did submit evidence, which is a video in which Ralph allegedly could be heard severely beating the party's son. She, meaning Drew Sidora, takes issues with being ordered to be out of the home and also claims that Ralph admitted that they are $25,000 behind on the mortgage payments. She also said that she gave Ralph half her check that she was making on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. For the record, Ralph Pittman has denied all of these allegations. Claudia, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on all of this?
I like to talk to my cousin first before I judge.
Fair.
No, I'm gonna say this. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that she gave half her check to him. Why would she? He makes all that money.
Right.
I'm like,
Well, I will say this. Am I frozen? Am I good?
You were.
No.
And you were frozen with your mouth open too for a long time.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Oh, that's me between the hours of midnight and 4. Okay.
Reality After Dark. On Patreon, Reality After Dark.
That's my peak time.
Oh.
Okay. So the thing is, when I go on TMZ, all of those ads and stuff, it messes up my Wi-Fi. So, because I was reading it verbatim, obviously. So, but the thing is this, Claudia said she doesn't believe that Drew gave Ralph half his check. Now, I think that's a lot to give. But what I will say is, Claudia, Cynthia Bailey has admitted, and a lot of housewives do this. They give their husbands a percentage of their earnings because their husbands don't get paid by Bravo at all. Yeah. I believe Cynthia gave Peter, I think 20%. Candy has admitted to giving Todd something. So yeah.
I believe, I'm sure she gave him something because, I do think the men should be compensated for what they bring to the shows. I do think that's kind of a crazy policy. I really do. And I think, you want them to show their real lives and the men got stuff to do and they should be treated like extras. Even extras get paid actually, but half your check. I hope that's not true. Cousin, you should have called me. We could have talked at the family reunion. We could have talked about this. Not half, not if he's making $70,000 a month. And we on Tubi, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I haven't had a chance to ask her, so I don't really know, but it sounds like I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true.
Half of what though? Like, what is the? My thing is, I heard $12,000. Do y'all think that's a real number?
No.
Drew's probably getting paid.
Like, no.
Drew's gotten a nice check to be on Housewives this many years.
Yeah.
Look at the smirk on Carlos' face right now. Carlos, keep that same look if she makes over $400,000. Yep.
Oh. You know what? That's so funny. That was
Carlos, keep that same look, Carlos. If we're all going on tour,
I am not the latest game.
He didn't understand, but he spoke up. Damn it!
In them same damn text messages that Drew sent to him, right, where she was saying she gave him half of that money and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was also said that he had this huge inflated income. But listen. If there were really if there were really actions that were abusive going on from Ralph towards her son or their son in that household, then shame on Ralph, shame on whoever allowed it to happen. But it seems retaliatory, the accusation does, because it did not come out until after Ralph had this win, this random ass win in court, right? We've heard from Ralph in the context of the court documents, court proceedings, him reacting to shit like that, but he ain't really been in the headlines like that, you know, and Drew has responded to all of these things, and it just seems retaliatory. You know, I don't want to negate the allegation, because if it happened, then fuck Ralph, fuck everybody that abused that boy, you know, but it's just random that it came out after he had this win that was going to unhouse Drew in that way, which she ain't broke. We know she can get another place to live. We know what's going on. Obviously, her money, the larger payout from her participation on these shows, I'm assuming is being issued to, you know, another entity, a LLC, some shit like that. So that's what I think is going on, but it's just gone too far. And I really hope that this accusation was not revealed in a retaliatory manner, because it involves our son, and Drew has never struck me as the type of mother who was dismissive or abusive to her son in that way, or obtuse of his emotional needs. She seems like a loving mother. I will say that that's never been in question for me, based on what the ways I've seen her interact with her kids. So I would hate for her to be weaponizing a story like that or making up a story like that, whatever. I just think the timing is fucked up. That's all.
I'm nervous about the timing because Drew is such a loving mother. I find it hard to understand or even think of a time where someone like her would have known that and not told us immediately and not made it an urgency for the court to know immediately. That's why I'm confused. She seems like the kind of mother that would very urgently want that out there as a way to protect her and her children,
Blue.
Particularly if housing is on the table, right? And so I would like her to answer the gap. And I'm not one of those people who says, why do victims wait a long time? I'm not one of those. I'm saying when it's an active thing that's happening in the household with the child, there's an urgency to that. That's because you're not the victim, the child is. So as the advocate, that's very different. And I have a hard time seeing Drew do that. So I want to know, sis, why? Why'd you wait? If he is doing it, why'd you wait so long? Did he threaten you? Did he do something to worsen? Because that could actually help your case. You know what I mean? So what we're hearing feels half-baked. Something is missing from this story.
You know what I was thinking after, like, I was like, while y'all talking, I'm like, thinking about dealing with like and I know the word narcissist gets thrown around so much, and I'm sorry. That and my brand, I'm so sick of hearing people saying that. Okay.
And content, but go ahead.
Oh God. So irritating. So irritating. But like when you are, okay, two things. When you're on a reality show, optics are everything, right? Optics, especially in Atlanta, optics are everything. And a lot of times, and we see now with even Candy and Todd and like other people, once they break up, like when they're together, you kind of protect them. You don't say the thing. Although abuse is where I would definitely be drawing the line.
Yeah, that feels a little.
I definitely would. But a lot of times, these people try to keep these facades up about their lives, especially on a reality show, because you know that's fodder for the reunion. It's fodder for a scene. It's fodder for a blog. So I understand. Like maybe I'm just trying to think like open-minded about this. Maybe there's a world where you did see certain things, and like you wait now that it's all blown up, you're like, F it, I'm just gonna say the thing. And then if anyone's ever dealt with being in a relationship where the guy is a narcissist, it is one of the most confusing things, because the most confident person will look down at themselves after being with someone for a few months or a year and be like, I cannot believe I reacted like this. Or I can't believe I didn't fight back myself when I can't believe I thought I was crazy and I thought I was wrong. This person made me feel like I was wrong, and I did not move the way I usually move. That's been my experience. And like I look back and I'm mad at the person I was when I was dealing with someone that had a hold on me, you know, and he was a better explainer. He was better with the media game. You know, if the person is better at putting the image out where, you know, the guy that everyone thinks, man, but he's so cool to me. And really, it must be you. You must be the problem. You know, Drew be lying. It's easy. So I'm trying to.
But that's why I'm confused. Ralph was seen as a loser universally for years. Like it almost felt like.
Maybe not to her though.
Yeah, but because he was a punchline for so long and from the beginning, and it involves a child, and it could help her case. I think that's why I'm confused about this case specifically, where normally I would understand. And by the way, to the thing that Claudia is saying about why I do that, when your cortisol levels are heightened because you are in an abusive relationship, it actually eats away at the part of your brain that has executive functioning. So people don't understand domestic violence victims have brain damage. If you look at domestic violence victims' brain, the cortisol, the stress actually eats away at their brain. So it's not just, a character thing. I'm a badass bitch. Their brains are being altered by the abuse.
My thing is this involves first of all, thank you for that, Blue, because that is a critically important detail, right? Like that would affect judgment. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why that's relevant. I just think that, like I said, Drew appears to really love her children. And I don't think for 1 second, especially in the throes of a tumultuous divorce, I don't think that Drew would casually allow or passively allow her son to be physically abused in any way. You know what I'm saying? And also on some real shit, Claudia, that's your girl. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stand behind mine the same motherfucking way. So I'm not even negating like what Drew is saying or nothing like that. Y'all all know I am very biased. Call it what you want. I honestly could give a fuck. But like I'm biased when I, just like everybody on this panel, I defend in other spaces, this space, any space. I'm like that about my friends. So Claudia, I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And in defense of that, I haven't spoken to her about it, and like, you know, I don't see her though talk to that much. We did a movie together. We like have a little group chat here and there. But I was just trying to think about like times that I've been with a guy that I did not want the public, like I was the name, or I was people that they talked about more, right? And you want to protect them, like, so you keep the secrets, you don't say the thing. Of course, the abuse thing is different, but like I look back and I want to slap my old self. Like, I can't believe I was that weak. I can't believe I moved like that. I would never move like that now. I would never ever do that. I'm just thinking of a possibility. Yeah. Or she's waiting till the divorce got ugly and she's dropping a bomb on him. I'm gonna call her and ask her.
Well, let us know what she says, child. Okay. But the thing is this: listen. Anytime a child is involved and there's allegation of abuse, that just it takes things to a different level. To where my only concern at this point is the safety of the kid.
Yeah,
you know, those are adults in the situation. I agree with all three of you guys in the sense of if that was going on for so long, then what was happening in that moment? And listen, only she can answer that, and only he can answer that. And I want to say, because you know, we are journalists, he has denied all allegations. He is saying that it isn't true. And her documents have stated that she has provided video evidence that we haven't seen. So we don't know what that video evidence that she provided to the judge, what that looks like. But I think at the end of the day, all of us can agree we want the best for the
100%.
LB Z says, if you go back when Drew first came on, she speaks to Ralph about how he was treating her older son in an episode. Do y'all remember that?
I don't.
Okay. I wasn't watching.
But not about abuse though. I don't remember it being with an abuse tinge to it though.
Right.
Yeah, that's the comment. I don't remember that personally. But again, these are things that the court will obviously figure out. Speaking of the court, Kenya Moore, unfortunately, has been evicted from the building in which she was housing her Kenya Moore hair spa. Video footage surfaced Friday morning to where some of her furniture was out on the streets. Brit Eady decided to drive by in her Maybach truck, shaking her head. Kenya Moore did release a statement where she says, I have spent the last several weeks moving out of my salon as a result of my ongoing legal battle with the landlord, who has failed to reimburse me nearly $80,000 of improvement funds I'm rightfully owed. My only recourse was to withhold rent and file a counter suit. I already have my outfit laid out for court, child. Starting with you, Dustin. What do you think about this? And what are your thoughts on Brit Eady driving by and being videotaped doing so?
First of all, I'm laughing at you reading the quote, because what did she say about her outfit for court, Carlos?
I already got my outfit picked out for court, child.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna keep it real. Kenya Moore is a black woman from Detroit, raising a beautiful black daughter. I'm not gonna laugh at her misfortune. Full stop for me, right? Because it's not personal. I'm not a cast member on the show. She ain't ever done shit to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna laugh at her misfortune. That being said, had Kenya showed a poster board of me sucking a dick, okay, in an environment that I didn't want nobody to see me doing that, Absolutely. I don't care if I was rolling in the Geo Tracker. I would have rolled right through that motherfucking parking lot and showed the shit on the curb. So I understand both sides. I'm not saying that it's right, because to me, again, I'm not gonna laugh at nobody's misfortune myself. But had you done something egregious to me, I would laugh at you and encourage others to do so as well. So I understand why Brit did it. I also am so sick of everything related to the Brit, Eady, and Kenya Moore conflict that fucking ruined season 16 for all the Real Housewives of Atlanta loyalists and viewers from day one who have been waiting on the motherfucking show to come back, excited about the new faces, and ready to see Kenya and Porsha shine as a duo presiding amongst the cast.
Yeah.
So there's a group of us that's still fucking pissed about being robbed of season 16, especially after we had to deal with season 15 and Marlo throwing spaghetti at the motherfucking wall trying to find conflicts and being let down by Marlo, who we loved and still love, but were disappointed in because we had such high hopes for her. Okay, so we have residual hurt from season 15. We were even more pissed in season 16. So hearing this during season 17 is triggering for a person like me who watched the show from day one. That being said, I'm not gonna laugh at Kenya getting evicted from that salon because it's simply not funny to me. I can understand why someone who has a personal vendetta with her would, right? Let's keep it real, but it's not funny to me. That's it.
Here's my thing, Brit, Eady. Why would you do that if allegedly it was not you in the pigeon sucking said dick, right?
Ooh, that's
because
true.
if the dick doesn't quit, you must get over it. Okay, so why are you driving by the salon laughing at another Black woman's misfortune in business over a fake ass story? Because if someone put a poster up of, I don't know, one of my friends or coworkers or a woman that I can't even identify that look like me, and I'm like this on the picture, right? But it ain't really me. I could be mad when it was implied, but once it came out that it wasn't me, why am I still holding on to that? Brit, you're still trying to get relevancy off this beef with Kenya Moore. Because if it wasn't me, it's like case closed. Yeah, I may have some bad feelings about you, how it went down in the episode season. And you definitely have a right for that because y'all went at it. I totally understand. You can have that. But like, what is it, a year later? They're halfway through the new season. They finished filming the new season. And you doing this? So you got dressed, dropped one of your friends off, got the camera in position. They filmed you driving up and you drove up. That shows that you are too corny to be on the show. And yes, we did have high hopes because you can dress well, but you're annoying. You're a bootleg Nicki Minaj in the face and in the attitude. You're a 10-year-old. You're irritating. So you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Not working. And how's that real estate going? Since you want to laugh at other people whose businesses are not doing well, how's yours going? Because you had time during the day to go by a salon and laugh at another woman who's. I don't want even the girls. I don't want any of their businesses to fail.
Right.
Even Phaedra. I just want her to win more cases, like Cynthia Bailey said. You know what I mean? But like no. I want them to do well. They're Black women. So I thought that was corny, Brit. But you know what? I'm trying to do balance since I'm with a Libra. Brittany, your stylist had you dressing your ass off, and you looked great. You coulda, shoulda, woulda, but that was corny.
I couldn't even tell what kind of outfit she had on because I was waiting for her to blow her nose the whole season. I think Brit Eady is a wet fart. She's a stain on the legacy of the show. Every time I think about her, I get PTSD for all the reasons that Dustin said. Cannot stand that lady. Think she's corny as hell. Also, as someone who makes a significant amount of money but had a nightmare landlord that caused me to move out of a place that I loved and invested thousands of dollars in, let's not be quick to assume that Kenya's lying. Because I've actually been in her position where I invested a lot of money in refurbishing a space I was running a business out of. I had a landlord who was not doing what they needed to. I reported them, and because they would not do what needed to be done, I withheld rent. So let's not assume that Kenya's just making up a lie. She might actually have the money and be doing what her lawyer told her to do, because what my lawyer told me to do. So I'm not even assuming that her business failed. Her landlord might actually be a piece of shit just like Brit, right? And I also think, too, Kenya is such a special talent. I can't even explain it. I don't think anybody can replace her. There are people who are just as good as her, but she's very specific. I weep to think about what this season would be like had she not been kicked out of last season.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of Kenya Moore and K Michelle, and, oh my, like come on, like I'm getting roused thinking about it. So yeah, F you, Brit. I'm sorry.
And people may not like. Listen, I can give y'all some of Kenya's tactics may rub some people the wrong way, and it may come out bitchy and mean. I will agree with that. I'm not going to be a blanket apologist for someone just being my friend.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's not Phaedra.
she's done a couple of things with me.
That's what I do.
I'm like, okay, bitch, I see you. But when the dust settles, right, it may take us years to find out. Please tell us when Kenya has lied.
Yeah,
she's not known to be a liar. Maybe
that's true.
Maybe her presentation or maybe her you may not like, but she's not a liar. So if she says that she did $80,000 worth of upgrades on that building, which blew, I agree with you. If I fix the plumbing and replace floors, and the landlord said, okay, we're gonna, you don't pay rent for the first 6 months or whatever the agreement was, we're gonna stick to that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you rent on top of the $80,000. So when you kick me out and evict me, you got $80,000 worth of free upgrades.
Worth of improvement.
Let's just wait and see about that. I think we should give her that because she hasn't been known to be a liar. You may not like her tactics, but she's not been a liar.
In fact, it's been the opposite. She's been vindicated, right? When people have accused her of being a liar, she's been proven right. So I think that's relevant. I just wish they could have had a different outcome. Because to me, real shit, Kenya and Brit Eady as a duo could have ran that motherfucking show. And it's a damn shame that we never even got to see that as a possibility. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there at this point, because both of them have moved on. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what I will say is this. So I haven't spoken to Kenya recently about this, but I spoke to Kenya when she was going through being suspended from the show, obviously, and what that means. So let's have a real conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to reality stars and business, and I'm not saying this is Kenya's case, right? Because she's not here to defend herself, but a lot of reality stars, they get the business because they have a show to promote it on, and the money you invest, you get, you get profits from that based on the promotion you get courtesy of being on a hit show. So when Kenya got her hair spa, obviously, listen, Kenya had no idea she was going to get suspended. She invested so much money into that salon. She had marble floors. Like Kenya put a lot of money into this hair spa. And to know that like this, your job is gone. And I think we have to understand Kenya Moore has been on that show since season 5. This happened season 16. And she was gone one season. So 10 years of making a significant amount of money in the 7 figures. To know that that's what you're accustomed to. And to have this job taken away from you like that early in the season. She was gone by episode 6 out of like 20 something. So I definitely remember her telling me prior to getting suspended that she was dealing with landlord issues.
Yeah.
The point I'm making too is, look, at the end of the day, I don't blame her for not only not paying what she felt was rightfully hers, which was a reimbursement of things that need to be fixed. That money spending more into this business when you just lost your high-paying job and you have a daughter, again, I think a lot of that. So you all can say la 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 la. I will go ahead and say Kenya was smart. Kenya was smart to be like, that's a business. Hey, I had it for a couple of months. This isn't like she had Warner Brothers, right? It's a couple of months, bad investment. I'd rather walk away now than to continue to pour money into something to where this big show that I was on no longer is there anymore. And I have a daughter who's in private school and I have to worry about her future, her college fund. So Team Kenya, I'm on Kenya's side. And look, the Brit Eady thing, I'm with Dustin in the sense of, look, one thing I personally, Carlos King, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to smile at someone's misfortune because same way the Lord gave it, he'll take it away. And I do believe karma. I have never, even the people who did me wrong, when they lost their jobs, I didn't laugh. I just said, God sees it, that they had to, whatever. So that's how I feel. Now, with that being said, I also understand. It's not me, but I do understand that you also can't tell somebody how to respond.
Yeah.
Whatever happens to them. I do understand that logically.
Right.
People say, Nene would say something, and I'm going to butcher it, but Nene would say something like, if you throw something at me, bitch, I'm about to pow. You know what I mean? Like, you can't decide if my response to you fits the crime.
I live and die by that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so again,
we just don't like her. We just don't
I
like
wouldn't do it, but I logically can understand why she feels the need to be like, no, bitch, it's up forever. Brit may feel like it's up forever.
I think it would have been funnier if they were both on the show. It would have been like a shady little scene. We're like, oh, bitch, no, you did not go mind my salon. But like, now, you know, the lawsuit, knowing that, like Dustin said, that was a catalyst of ruining what could have been a really amazing season. It's like, it makes it like a little uglier. But
yeah.
Oh, well.
I don't like the lady, so I'm not even gonna make it logical. I just don't like the lady.
I respect that. I respect it, bro. You know how I give it up. I'm the same way, friend. I respect it.
Like you and Dustin said, y'all feel like she ruined the show. So again, as fans of the show, Brit can't be mad at how y'all responded to it.
I feel like they both did in a way, right? And I don't really want to place a blame on who, just for clarity, right? I don't want to place a blame on who ruined the show. I just feel like that season was ruined by that conflict. And I wish both ladies who both showed themselves capable in other ways and fit in other ways to be housewives, I wish they would have made different choices, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, real talk. So moving on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 4, right? It's episode 4.
Already? Wow.
Is it 4 or 5, Dustin?
It was 4.
Okay, episode 4. The episode kicks off, guys, with Kelly and Pinky Cole chatting, and they both are relating on the fact that they both are filing for bankruptcy due to being the personal guarantors of the loans that they received for their business. And raindrops, what that means is, in most cases, when you get a loan and the bank gives it to you, in order for the bank to get their money back, you sometimes have to put yourself as a personal guarantor, which means, yes, you can file for bankruptcy business-wise, but they can't come after you personally. And that is what's happening in this case. But I want to talk about this, though, because there's a lot of chatter on Twitter about this. Start with you, Claudia. Listen, the Real Housewives franchise has always been heralded as successful women, aspirational, all these things. This is episode 4. Pinky is a new housewife. Kelly, this is her second season. Is it daunting for you to know early on that you are dealing with 2 housewives who are both having to file for bankruptcy? And is that something you want to watch when you're watching a Real Housewives show?
I don't like seeing it for any, like I said, I don't want to see any of those women go through bankruptcy, but it is part of their story. And also, I do think more people need to be educated on the topic of bankruptcy, because for a lot of white people, they use it as a business move, you know, for a reset. Like when people hear bankruptcy, oh, you a broke bitch, you ain't got no money. Sometimes you have to reorganize, and the way to put a pause on things, to not lose it all, and to make arrangements is to file a bankruptcy. I had to do it before. And then I remember being on like the finale of Apprentice, and I'm roasting. Well, that's why you, bitch, relax. Let's talk about pH levels if you want to talk about what's bad about each other, okay? But anyway, yeah. Your college teammates tell me about that. Anyways,
you stank.
Allegedly.
Where it counts.
But like, you know, I don't like seeing that. But maybe I'm hoping by the end of the season, we can like see a resolve and see how it's not as daunting as people think it might be. But it is real life. I mean, I do get tired on the flip side of everybody pretending like everybody on a reality TV show is so wealthy. And although Pinky Cole has been very successful, but even the most successful people, they go through lows. They have bad years. They can have some financial devastation. And I think I commend them for being that open about it, because everybody on these reality shows wants you to think that they step out the house every single day in LV and Prada and Gucci every single day to go to the store and have 4 sets of lashes on. And it's actually not reality. So I do appreciate it. It's true. It's like, yo, no one's really living like that. So as long as it has a happy ending, I do appreciate them talking about it. But I don't like how they're keeping, I did not like for Pinky to keep it away from her man, but I loved his masculine energy.
Oh my God. Yes.
Why are you telling me out 5 million? I got you. I was like, I'm a fan now. At first
I've never been so sexually aroused during an episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I say that respectfully. I'm sorry, I'm a Pinky fan, and I don't care that the rest of y'all are mad just because the lady put this front on. I love her so much this season. She is so authentic and also in on the joke and roll with the punches, and she can give it and take it. You know what I mean? All the notes that we give about the other girls who are one-trick ponies or who make up fancy words to make up, it's not like Maya Angelou and try to be above it all. Pinky said, F it, I'm gonna just be me. And the fact that even when she messes up, she doesn't make excuses. Her emotional intelligence is incredibly high, even though her ego is tripping her up right now. When they did that last scene, and I wish we could see more of this, of her. And by the way, me and you, Claudia, we got tagged a lot. People were saying that we were vindicated for saying we don't think her husband is a bad man that she had to keep a secret from. We just think that her pride got the best of her as women. And we've been vindicated. So a lot of people were tagging me and thanking us for having that perspective. Seeing a Black man love a Black woman who is incredibly successful and not only not try to humble her, have her back when she stumbles. Chef's kiss.
He's my favorite husband right now. And
Same.
I also like how Charles did come through for Angela.
Oh no, Charles is a cat daddy. I love him. But
But that was so beautiful because like the way that Pinky's getting, like people are dragging her because of the aesthetic somehow not being like the other ones and 4 bundles of weave down her back and whatever stupid surface reasons they may have. We need more of this. And guess what? Everyone doesn't look the same in a 40-inch bust down. Okay. Everyone doesn't look like that. And
she got better husband than some of y'all in the bust down. How about that? Sorry.
Her husband loves every single inch of that. Okay. And the way he was gripping her booty like that, I said, okay, I know. I told y'all before, they have good sex. I think they have the best sex of everyone on the cast. You can tell.
I agree.
They knocked them kids out right away, back to back to back to
She
back.
admitted on Watch What Happens Live they had sex in an abandoned building once.
I believe it.
I fucks with that. I like ratchet shit like that. I like driving up. Listen, if you're watching, I would love to go do some ratchet, borderline homeless shit. We can go in an abandoned building.
No. Borderline homeless, Claudia. No, the power of words. Don't say that.
Elevators, unhoused, elevator shaft, dangerous yellow tape, not supposed to be there. And then we pull the panties to the side. You put me against a brick wall, and my white outfit's getting dirty. But then
I've seen that movie, Claudia. It's like
the fingers inside of me when you touch that wall because I want to be like, old girl. But you know what I'm saying? That would be sexy. I'll do some savage shit like that. Everyone like a Viking. Why not?
Grown women appreciate Pinky. Anyone, if you're a grown woman who, you know how they used to say back in the day, a grown man don't mind a little bit of hair. I feel like we're in the stage now where, not to be nasty, Claudia's fault. Grown women who are watching.
My fault. No, we on the same page today, friend. We both got the yellow on. We coming with spring flowers.
No, if you're a grown lady who's ever had a man lay you down and spread it wide, you understand what it looks like when a man really fucks with you. Like when he really has your back. I love it, and I also think a lot of the girls who are taking jabs should be taking notes. Because honestly, as someone who's an entrepreneur, I'm learning so much about this whole guarantor thing. I'm scared to ever ask for a loan again. I'm taking so many business notes. Sincerely, watching this show, it's actually helped me figure out what kind of investments I want to make in my own business.
Yes,
I can't remember the last time I was educated watching the show. So respectfully, I'm here for it.
100% here for it. Number 2, Pinky and her husband are in love.
Yep.
The attentiveness that he displayed when she finally revealed that she had met with the bankruptcy attorney and planned on filing for bankruptcy, right? Which was information that was omitted through their daily conversation until that point, right? He never lambasted her about, her timeline of revealing the information. He immediately was attentive to her emotional needs, as well as offering a solution in real dollars, $5 million to be exact. Okay. He offered her $5 million on the spot, and not in a way where he was trying to flex, or it was so authentic and so sincere that I walked away from that scene like, Pinky got a good husband. Pinky got a good husband. And also in that same, I just feel like that same scene nullified all the criticism in so many ways. In the same scene where he not only offered her a solution to the problem that she was uncomfortable sharing with him initially, he also affirmed her as a woman. He told her she looked good, rubbed her ass, you know what I'm saying? Like turned her around, backed her up into him. And immediately it was like it was a magnet. You know what Cardi B song said, okay? I'm feeling like a magnet. Pinky immediately knew to turn around and put from the front to the middle and around, back to the middle and around again. She knew what to do. So I think that represents a security that is developed and nurtured and solidified over the way you show up for your partner. And seeing this Black couple with these beautiful children who are obviously in love, who y'all might not like Pinky hair, but he do. Okay, so seeing that and seeing him show up in that way, not one time did he do anything to shame her for her decision. He showed her that he understood, and this was on camera, and it wasn't no bullshit. So I love what they showed and represented, and this scene itself, I think, represents why representation, okay, matters. This is why you need to see Black couples and couples of all different communities, right, showing up for each other in that way. That was love that you seen when they was walking down that street, because he saw immediately, you need $5 million, like, okay, I'm gonna help you out, we in this together. And it wasn't to flex, it was an immediate, yo, you need this, okay, cool, because we in this together, I'm 10 toes down with you. So I thought it was beautiful, and shout out to that couple, shout out to the Hayes.
I was a little surprised when I was like so happy for her, but I was also like, well, damn, if we found out he was that dope in one episode, she's been married to him, she should know that she's able to tell him that. So that's right. That's why I was like,
I get it.
Like, a little bit.
My
like,
segment was next with that. So it's funny. You took the words out of my mouth. First of all, I love what Pinky is bringing to the show aesthetically and personal story. She represents Atlanta, and the one thing I've always wanted for this show was the different looks of women in Atlanta. She has succeeded in that effort, and I like the fact that she's very honest about it. And Claudia took the words out of my mouth, because when Derek did say, "I'll pay for it, we're in this together," and she started crying. In that moment, I was like, but this is the man you marry. Like you why don't you know this? And then it hit me too. Like, I think she does know it, which is why she didn't want to ask him. Oh, I mean, I'm telling him. I think she knew that he was going to say that. I think Pinky is this, and Pinky, if you're watching, because I know you are, this is my advice to you. It's okay to be a boss at work and be a soft girl at home. Yep. And allow this man. I think Pinky has to, when she walks to that house, and listen, unpopular opinion maybe, I think Pinky has to, the moment she walks in, allow herself to be vulnerable around her husband. And your husband is not impressed with you taking on everything. He wants to help you. He's also an entrepreneur. And yes, don't cry at the office with your employees, right? But at home, baby, you better cry in your husband's arms and say, this is too much. What do? I need some advice. And I want Pinky to feel comfortable doing that.
I just want to add, right, that this is not an average or normal, right, or typical disagreement between spouses. We're talking about millions and millions of dollars on the line here, and two wildly successful entrepreneurs who have seen continued success in different spaces. So these stakes are a little bit different than not telling your husband that you bought a fur coat. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Like, this is different. And so again, his instinctual reaction to be supportive and to be attentive to her needs, I think is exemplary. Right. And they Black people in love with a beautiful family. And the way that she was able to immediately, it was tough for her to reveal that to him, but it was tough for her to surrender to him in that way, because she told us in explicit detail that her prowess as an entrepreneur was part of her appeal to him, or at least per her understanding. You know what I'm saying? So it was difficult to compromise that. I just think that was a great example of a couple, Black, white, whatever the fuck, but in this case, a Black couple showing up for each other. You know what I'm saying? Without ego, without any sort of, like, again, lambasting. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally just was like, oh, that's what's going on. Well, I want you to know I got your back. He reassured her. And I think it was a great example. So shout out to the Hayes family. That's all.
I specifically wanted to be a Black family, though. I know we're and
yeah.
We have Black on Black crime as a fake term that was created to make us think that Black people are pathologically more violent than others. Statistically speaking, all people kill their own the most. So if we can make up a fake term like Black on Black crime, why can't we highlight for once Black on Black love?
Thank you.
And it makes me so proud to be able to witness this happen for a woman who looks like all the women that we know in real life. And also, too, though, to Claudia and Carlos's point, sometimes when you are in a relationship with a good person, you like to make them proud. It's the same reason why a kid who always gets A's lies about that C to their good parent. It's like, I love the fact that I make you proud, and I'm internalizing shame that I'm not going to hit the mark, even if I know you're going to show me kindness. If anything, sometimes that kindness makes you fall apart. I can joke about it with the girls at the function. I can kiki with Kelly and them. But when I see the tenderness in your eyes, if I start crying, I might never stop. And that's the part that gets tricky sometimes when you have a good man or even a good friend. I've had friends tell me, Blue, I didn't tell you because I knew you were going to be so understanding. And I knew the minute I told you, I would fall apart. So I get it. I get it.
And then also, like, even though, like, he's, you know, listen, we had different opinions of him a couple of weeks ago when he said that humbling comment. Well, it wasn't like we hated him, but we were like, hold up. It was just like a little quick side eye. Even in a loving relationship, I do think that it is possible to be a little competition going on, maybe unspoken. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, you know, hey, I made my million this week. What you? Oh, I made my million too. Okay, there's no weak links here. So nobody, if you're a boss alpha woman, you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get there. You got to go through a lot, especially a Black woman. So I feel like you feel like it's shameful. Like you don't want to be like looked at like a failure by the men that you love. So I could see why that she would feel a little bit conflicted to say, I effed up, man. I messed up the church's money.
Same.
Yeah, and that's why I appreciate it with Angela, who is coming out with her own fan. First of all, Blue.
Oh, sorry, you can see me.
Blue rolled the eyes on the back of her head the moment I said that. So clearly, I'm going to start with you first. Okay. So, Angela Oakley is coming out with a line of fans. Okay, it's called Fangela Fannies. Okay. She wants to be able to have inventory, but she has to invest $50,000. Now, mind you, Angela has been open and honest about losing $2 million worth of housing inventory that did not go her way. So in this case, she's telling her team, look, I need to make sure that I make a profit immediately. I don't have it to invest in something else and lose money. So if I'm going to do this and it's 50 G's, then I'm going to need to make sure that I make a profit. How many orders do we have? Charles Oakley walks in. She asks him for half. He eventually says yes. But Blue, my question to you is, A, do you think this line of fans is a good business endeavor for Angela? And do you think in this particular case, Charles should be the one telling her, this ain't a good idea. I'm not giving you $25,000. How about you focus on something else?
I bought a fan the other day, lost it, went on Amazon, got another one for $4 and kept it pushing. No, I don't think this is a good business idea. I'm so sorry. Please put that $50K in a high yield savings account so you can make a couple of thousand every month on it. What is you doing? I'm sorry. I love Angela so much, but this is giving desperation to be a businesswoman. Sometimes the best thing you could do in business is be still. Sometimes the best thing you could do is, and no offense, if you only have 40, what did she say? We had 30,000 for marketing, 15,000 for the Temu fans, whatever the numbers were, they were very small, respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as somebody who has to buy inventory, the numbers were very small. That already tells me you ain't got it, sis. If somebody said, Claudia, I want to start a line of scrunchies. I got $30. Do you want to go in business? You'd be like, girl, at that price point, I think the fuck not, right? So I think, Angela, I love you. You're gorgeous. You're amazing. You don't even need this storyline. You don't even need this storyline. I loved you without the fans, Fangela. So I hope that she sits still for a second and recognizes that she doesn't need this storyline, and she should be sitting with what went wrong and do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in her last business before pivoting so quickly to recreating them in a new business. I think this is a desperation tactic. And unlike Pinky, this one, I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. This ain't it.
Can we ask the raindrops? Because I've seen a couple people said they would buy them. Any raindrops? Would you buy the Fangela fan?
Just for how much? Is it not for 50K?
I also think we need to know how much she's going to sell them for too. I mean,
yes,
I even think about that, because the thing is this: I've seen the handheld fans. I've taken them from people, and unfortunately, I discarded them because the ones I had was like whatever. But what are the average price for fans? The handheld ones.
I never had one. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. I'm buying it straight up. I fuck with Angela Oakley. Yeah. Her being hot, Charles Oakley telling her to fix that wig, and her having that fan in that scene from season 16 was noteworthy. Okay, it was a moment for me. And so I'm not concerned with the sustainability of the fan. I'm not concerned with the price outside of anything that is not ridiculous, right? But if she wants $35 for the fan, you know, whatever, we'll pay it. My thing is, I just want to hold a fan that she's responsible for. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And it's just that's the long and short of it for me. I don't think that and Blue made a great point. Blue, you made a great point, rather, when you talked about the amounts of money that she was identifying as seed money and, like, you know, the investment or whatever. They were small and paltry, right? Compared to other amounts that we invest in the thriving businesses. But I think that reflects the fact that this is something she's doing for her fans, no pun intended, right? I don't think that it is a venture that she is anticipating, you know, changing her life with. I think that she can get larger amounts in profit and her real estate participation if she focuses. But the fans are for the Fangelas. And it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy one. Hell, fans
$4 on Amazon. I looked them up. So the going rate right now is about $4 per fan.
I'll pay the $30 premium for Angela.
So yeah, it's definitely for a niche group of people, for the people who are big time Angela fans, which we all are. We all love it. But I do think that now would probably, with like stuff that's happening in the market, real estate wise, a lot of people going through foreclosure right now. Now is a great time to snatch up some of those properties if you really want to, like, put that money, especially you're in Georgia. There's gonna be a whole bunch of inventory. I think she needs to leave those high-end homes alone. Do not buy $1 million, anything over $400,000 right now. I would not. I would snatch up those smaller ones. I think she's on the right track with that fixer-upper that had the spiders in it. That was like $169. You can maybe get that to be worth $250 with some upgrades, some new countertops, some new floors, some paint, whatever, curbside appeal. I mean, you can do that. But I think I hope she doesn't I'm glad the budget is small for these fans, because I don't think she should waste a lot of money with this. I think she should stick to what she knows and go into, you know, well, even though she's had some bad luck with real estate, you can blame that on the market. The market's really messed up for a lot of us right now with our real estate holdings. But yeah, I like her. I'll buy one.
I'll buy one too. I'll buy 6. How about that? I'll buy a whole 6-pack.
Yeah.
Okay, Carlos, you got bread. How many you gonna buy?
Well, you know, I'm in a very fortunate position to where people give me stuff for free.
No, but we need you to support, though. That wasn't the question.
Oh, I will support.
How many do you buy?
I mean, I will definitely buy Fangelas, but like Wendy with candles, and you know, I get stuff and I'll promote it on my Monday Night Live. So
it's for the novelty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I got Angela. By the way, I saw Angela this weekend at the Hawks game.
Gorgeous, huh? I know.
Oh, no. She had on a onesie.
Who, Angela?
See?
Angela Oakley had on
her
a
body
onesie.
is. I love her body. She has the best body on the show.
She really does.
No, Claudia.
And just
I had And I did her freaking interview in her house. And I'm like, where did this come from? She looks gorgeous, had a jet black bob.
Looking good as the fuck.
And one thing I will say about Angela, and I think this is a good thing because I've seen Sarah Jakes Roberts do it, which by the way, Sarah Jakes Roberts
wear a onesie.
Not
what Sunday was that? Oh,
I did not even finish what I was saying. Sarah Jakes Roberts.
What was the sermon that week?
This is like what I was talking about, and I say Andy's name. It's like, am I friend Andy?
Oh my God. He's like, speaking of hoes, Claudia, you better.
Speaking of hoes, Andy, are you okay? Are you okay?
I was not saying that Sarah Jakes Roberts was in a onesie. No. Okay. What I was saying was this. By the way, I'm praying for you, Mrs. Roberts. She had an accident to where she was jumping on a trampoline and fell on her neck.
Oh no.
She was 2 inches from her spine and paralyzed. So she's recovering. We're praying for you, Sarah Jakes. But no, I wasn't saying she wore a onesie. What I was saying is Angela Oakley was at the game with her husband. And mind you, she is Angela Oakley. Like, she's a big star now in Housewives. What I was saying was similarly to Sarah Jakes Roberts, who is, to me, the Beyonce of the pulpit. Whenever I see her and Teray, she definitely, like, makes sure that her man is like, that's my man. Like, she has this very graceful way of, like, leaning next to him, but making sure that the husband leads. So with Angela, I was like, look at Angela. Charles was there being Charles, but Angela still has this very dainty way of presenting herself as Charles Oakley's wife that I marveled at. I thought it was so beautiful to see that she wasn't like, move, it's all about me. She was definitely more so like, whatever. Not like dimming her light or nothing, but more so like, this is my man and whatever.
Old Hollywood. It's very old Hollywood.
Yes, and I it made me love Angela even more. So anyways, sell that to say, Angela will buy all the fans you want, honey, but definitely give you one for free.
They want to know if you was going to buy Cherie as well, and the candles, and they're asking about all the other products in the house. They should just have a swap.
Have you ever bought anything, Carlos? Be honest. Have you ever bought anything from a housewife?
The girls give them to me.
What did Sheree give you? Did Sheree give you She by Sheree?
Now to know Sheree, now that's a good question. Now I had to buy from Sheree.
What did you buy?
You bought from Sheree?
Absolutely.
Good for you. Sheree, I like that. Support your friend.
I have a very special place in my heart for Sheree. So for Sheree, I'll do anything for Sheree. So yes, I do.
They want to know if you bought your Go Naked hair.
Well, you'll see my interview with Porsha.
Okay.
That's right. Watch that interview.
His hats.
Porsha.
Speaking of Porsha,
that lady's fine.
Portia's friend Mike came back in this episode. Okay. And which was a surprise to me because obviously we saw her and Sway in the prior episode. So Mike is back and he's in the house and Portia's talking to him about feeling a bit sad because she received an offer from a home buyer who wants to buy her mother's home. Yeah. And that was the home she bought once she divorced Cordell. So it has sentimental value to it, but it also is it has over $1 million worth in equity. But Claudia, what do you think about that? Porsha got vulnerable. She's with Mike. Mike is big and strong and all those things, and they hug in. And she did an OTF, child. She did an on-the-spot confessional.
First of all, I thought she looked extra pretty this whole episode.
Yeah,
it was like less makeup or something, and she doesn't even. When you saw that, she looked really pretty this episode. So I want to definitely give credit where credit is due. The house looked amazing. The house was like the one she's in, and the scene with Oh Boy. I know we talked about him being an actor and being a paid actor and all that kind of stuff. Not that she's paying him, but an actor. But it seemed a little more real, though. It did seem like there was like real moments with them. Which is kind of sad knowing that they're not, we know that she's now, is not going to end up with him, except when they hugged. Did you see the hug?
I did see the hug.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You know when you
coochie out, coochie back.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, maybe it made me think maybe she's knew then she was like, okay, I'm really feeling sways. I'm not really gonna, because when you really like when you fucking with someone, it's pelvis to pelvis. You like.
Yeah, for those who don't know what Claudia's talking about, if the pelvis is in, it's because you like it. If the pelvis is out, I'm being polite for the camera.
Polite, right. But I did like the scene. I thought it was a nice scene. It was nice to see the vulnerability in that scene. I thought it was nice. And I actually liked it. It was very like normal. You know what I mean? But the hug gave me like, okay, she ain't really dealing. We didn't see much more of this guy. It's gonna be all about Sway moving forward. That's what I thought.
Well, that was because while they both have humps on their chest, right? His has hair on it. So Sway is a more comfortable landing pad, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to hugging.
But the crotch,
Porsha probably leaned into Sway and was like, okay, yeah. She leaned into him and it was like abrasion, you know what I'm saying? Like the motherfucking the follicles.
The chest hairs or not the dick?
Hair, yeah, because he had tits. He was buxom, you know what I'm saying? Not in a way where they were, but he had a big buxom chest. He had a mammy titty chest. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to lay down and tell him, drown your sorrows on his chest. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you identify. But Sway, right, who also has lovely lumps, you know what I'm saying? Her is smooth. So it's a different landing, I think, for Porsha. And that would reflect the hug element, I would think. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
And why was he dressed like Drew Hill, though? I don't understand the outfit. I was looking.
The kids definitely.
I couldn't focus because of the outfit. It was a lot happening.
The kiss definitely gave friends. Like we're not like you could tell from the way that they kissed. It was like how you would kiss someone that okay, I can just kiss you just to say I kiss you, but wasn't a passionate thing going on.
Adi, I have a theory. You ever liked like more than one person, but then somebody, one of them put it down?
Oh, so we gonna just drive by Drew Hill and Cisco and
me. What you want? I'm waiting for him to hop on one knee. He was dressed like Drew Hill.
It's hilarious. I can't
get
stop
over it.
About it. Sorry, go ahead, Blue.
Because it's true though, right? And so once you see it, you can't unsee it. So it ruined the whole thing until I saw how pretty she looked. To Claudia's point, she looked fine as hell. I felt like a grown man. I felt like I was
really, really pretty. She really did. Like the whole episode.
As somebody who's pansexual, the ladies can be real tender, but also really good at the things that the fellas do too. Like people don't understand that when you are having an open, fluid experience and dating different genders at the same time, you get to in real time see the differences. Look at Carlos.
I'm so intrigued.
You get to in real time see the differences. There are sexual hangups that men have that women like Sway, because a woman like Sway is who got me. That women like Sway don't have, and when they got you making them dolphin noises, the next time you see somebody else who's not them, your body already belongs to her. Like so, I think that. Probably the night noise. Yeah, eyes were back in the head, dolphin noises. Yes. I believe that Sway had her doing flipper the night before, and that's why she couldn't hug that man right.
Yeah, because that's why she hugged him like this.
She was hugging him more cooch out because it belonged to somebody else. I know that. I've hugged a man like that before.
Exactly. What was that movie that just came out? It was an Oscar-nominated movie about somebody fucking a fish, right? What was the name of that movie?
I hated that movie.
I hate that name. The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. Yeah.
Oh, Claudia,
your scissors was a little too good, friend. Be careful.
Claudia, do it again. Do it, Claudia.
Yeah, Claudia, you be careful. You might get your little girlfriend. Stop.
Hugging the man. Wait, this is the man. Hug the man like this.
Yep.
Wait, was.
That's exactly how they
Claudia, do. Yes.
That is sexually accurate. That is sexually accurate. So if somebody did that to you the night before and then Drew, fucking Nokia comes up the next day, you don't give a damn about that hug. I'm sorry. I've been there before.
Dustin, can we see your moves?
Huh?
Can we see your moves, Dustin?
You want to see how your
I dance in the club. I shoot. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I think Porsha got hypnotized by Sway the night before.
Yeah, it's like I agree with you. Like when you got two people, you're like, but then you just had great passion with the other person. You almost feel disloyal when you see the other person. So you're like, I'll do enough. Yeah, I'll do enough. She's not leaned into him like that. She was not. And that I saw the kiss, and I was ready to be like, oh, they look like. But then I'm like the kiss and she avoided his crotch. Like he had monkeypox.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Let me not say that. Hold on. Let me not say that. Like he had COVID. Let me. Like he had the flu.
He had SARS.
Give me another disease.
SARS.
Yeah. SARS. Okay. I don't want to be quick. You know.
I get a Porsha. I get
whooping cough, Claudia.
There we go. But I did like the scene with her and Dennis. Like they, even though they're not together,
I love when she called him baby. She's a baby. Hot dog man.
They got a cute relationship though. Like it's
I
like
agree.
he gets her, she gets him.
But as a person from Detroit and Carlos, you can tap into Dennis. Take your ass to the barbershop, man. And you ain't even going to the barbershop, nigga. You can have somebody come to the motherfucking house and clean all that up. Them scraggly ass gray hair. If you want to keep your gray, I ain't mad at you. It shows wisdom. And you got it because you're a successful businessman, Dennis. But when you're filming and you already clashed with the blue and red of that jogging suit. You know what I'm saying? The gray hair is clashed.
It wasn't one of his better days looks wise, but I like the band.
Yeah, I love their relationship though.
He looked like stank breath. Like, you know, when you roll over and put on some clothes to go to the store, it was given you didn't brush your teeth yet. And so I didn't like that. But I like the dynamic.
It did seem like he got a lot of shit on the floor in the back seat of the car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mail, you know what I'm saying? Water bottles, you know what I'm saying?
There was a comment, and I know we're all listening. It's kind of like a recession. The economy's not great. Dustin or Blue or Carlos, someone said, who else is going to dance a little something for the super chat? They want to see some movement here.
How much is it?
Well, OnlyFans is available. We're not here to be, you know.
Well, I feel like you got some moves.
Yeah.
50 and up. It gotta be a $50 super chat. Now ship me something.
All you gotta do, Justin, is
bite your bottom lip, Dustin. Just bite your bottom lip. There we go. Bite it. There we go. Yeah.
Just show your little D'Angelo. You know, I know you have right there. Show your little D'Angelo cut right there. I know you got it. That leads to that big old thing you got that I heard about. That leads to that big old.
Yeah. We're gonna let the legend remain urban.
Method of mass destruction.
We're gonna let the legend remain urban. You know what I'm saying?
They said, give us an armpit.
Yo, right here, baby. I would make the noise, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
now, Carlos, did you really invite us to the gun show in the middle of Dustin's demonstration?
You know he did. You know he did.
Encourage him.
He lifted.
Dustin needs to lift something else that would black out this whole screen.
Oh.
Well,
nigga, ask about me. Nigga, ask about like Jay-Z said. Nigga, what you mean? You think I'm finna run from that? I'm not. Everything you heard was true. You know
I love this show so much.
Yeah.
I love the show.
I don't give a fuck. I'm blessed. So thank you, God. But yeah, anyways.
I love a blessed man.
Me too.
Okay, so moving on. Y'all are doing it.
Was this my fault?
Right.
I
Monday,
have been my
check
fault.
out Carlos King's Patreon for Monday night. Reality After Dark. There you go.
Reality After Dark. And guess what? At least on Reality After Dark, unlike Pinky, we do eat meat. So one of the biggest controversies on this episode is whether or not Phaedra told Shamia
I'm eating my brownie.
Pinky ate meat. There was a flashback that showed a phone call where Phaedra told Shamia that Pinky used to own a Jamaican restaurant and serve meat. But there is a scene where Kelly tells Shamia that Pinky ate meat. So there's a difference. Kelly told Shamia Pinky ate it. Phaedra told Shamia Pinky owned a restaurant and used to sell meat. But Shamia told Pinky that Phaedra said she ate it, to which Phaedra denied and said there's more things for Pinky to worry about because she heard from the credible AJC and the Daily Mail that she owes back rent. Starting with you, Dustin, what do you think about this whole misunderstanding of meat, potatoes, and back rent?
Semantics, okay? Hogwash, scuttlebutt. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's random words. First of all, the intention is 100% in the same, whether you say she used to sell meat, which she did. She had a Jamaican spot on 145th Street, which is where I know Pinky from back in the day. So that is true, but she never ate that shit. She just served it. We always knew Pinky was vegan, even back then. So the intention in sharing that with her cast member was to shine some negative light on Pinky's authenticity as a vegan. You know what I'm saying? And it was what it was. So I don't think there was a difference in saying she ate meat or sold meat. Both were shared with the same intention. I thought from a comedic perspective, right? It was so funny to me the way Shamia was like, I could have swore that Phaedra told me she ate meat. That shit was funny, you know what I'm saying? I laughed. So I thought it brought some levity to the show. We know it wasn't true. And also, Phaedra just cannot escape the shackles of being a liar. She just can't, because she literally said, oh, well, you talked about my kids.
That's
Shamia didn't talk about your kids. Shamia said she'd rather have Cynthia watch her kids than you. And who wouldn't when faced with the option of Cynthia Bailey watching your kids versus Phaedra Parks? It's a clean decision. So I thought Phaedra was reaching. I didn't think that Shamia literally didn't say nothing about Phaedra or her children. So that was that. But yeah, I thought the intention was the same. So whatever.
Blue.
Okay, I'm trying to find a way to be nice. Okay.
Why?
I know, right?
Not why.
Phaedra's ability to suck the joy out of a moment this season needs to be studied.
Mm-hmm.
All she does is make weird faces and then like wait for somebody to laugh and nobody ever does. It's
Yeah.
I'm so tired. And the thing is, I'm never doing that again. But it was such a fun, cute scene. It was a fun, cute scene, and then here comes Phaedra bringing it back down. And you could even see that Shamia's face got serious, like, no, I don't play with kids. Like, what are you doing? I thought we were having this a key, right? And so is she coming back next season? Does anybody have an intel? Somebody needs to put her out the pasture. Maybe they're going to have an all-star rendition of Traitors where she can impress the white folks who don't know no better. But like Phaedra on this show for me is a constant dud. I don't understand why she's still there. And also too, how do I say this nicely? I'm cringing to think. Okay, I'll just say this. I think Phaedra was a sympathy hire. I don't know who she has a deal with, but I really do think this season is showing that she does not need to come back. If she comes back next season, I will be very, very shocked. There are two in the world of Pinky and Angela and K. Michelle. Phaedra has never been more redundant in my eyes. And the thing about saying, oh, well, because you said you'd rather Cynthia take care of your kids than me, you said I was a bad mother. That reach was even desperate even for her. So yeah, I'm giving her zeros across the board. Shamia, I will say this. We always say Shamia goes too much. Like she says too much when she's doing her confessionals. This was a perfect example of when Shamia is light with the touch, her comedic timing is impeccable. When she knows when to clip the moment, yeah, that moment right there when she did the whole Macarena was too much. But when she knows when to clip the moment, I love her comedic timing. So more of that, Shamia. Phaedra, bye, girl.
And she looked the fuck good in that cat suit. Say what you want, Shamia, but pretty as a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, love her or hate her. She can't dress. We know that. You know what I'm saying? But her as a woman, Shamia is motherfucking beautiful.
Banging body.
So
and I like
her
body looks amazing at that charity.
That's a pretty ass woman. Like so, like flat out. Like when she walked past you, you're gonna do a double take. She's that kind of pretty.
But Dustin, do you think everybody was a little too fun at the charity function? It was I felt like a grown man. It was a little distracting. That charity function, they all look extra kind of fine. I'm like, y'all giving out socks. But...
Hey, the restaurant called Slutty Vegan. I'd have had my titties out too.
That's true. That's true.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but this is the one time that Phaedra didn't lie, right? Pinky did serve meat, but like Dustin said, she was trying to be shady and she got caught doing it. And then to lie about, you talked about I hate when people say you're talking about my kids when you're not, when you make a general statement. And then let me be clear. And hey, y'all better write this date down, okay? Here's another compliment for people you say I'm hating on. I do think Phaedra is a great mom to her kids. But that does not, even with that being said, someone can still have the right to prefer Cynthia over Phaedra. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that doesn't mean that you suck as a mom. It means someone could prefer Cynthia, and it's a preference. And, you know, I think she said something about, look at how Noelle be traveling the world. Noelle has a fly-ass lifestyle, and she's always had an old soul. Like, the girl was like 13, 14 years old. We was on a yacht in the Bahamas, okay? A private yacht, which is like 5 of us, okay? Her mama, her daughter, and me and my friend. Like she's had a dope-ass life, and she's very mature. And to Phaedra's credit, her sons turned out amazing. They're
Mhm.
very handsome,
Mhm.
well-spoken, smart,
Yes.
emotionally intelligent children. From what I can see, I don't know them like that, but from what I see as an outsider looking in, so you cannot take away anything about Phaedra with being a mom. She's just annoying as a member of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and her wigs usually look good. And I saw the guy that does her wigs online that does a great job. I forgot his name. No disrespect, but the one she had on this one, it was giving the girl that's on the package of the hot chocolate, like the Swiss Miss girl with the part down the middle, hard. I hated it, and it just irritated me. And Phaedra, you're reaching with you talked about my kids. It was like you're losing what made you great. Like you don't have that thing anymore where you're like your clapbacks, your logic, your why is not there anymore. You're just
your rhinestones on your eyelids and roses in your hair. You need to go back to that. Stick your roses back in your hair. I'm with Claudia on this one. We're not even gonna sit here and pretend like Phaedra don't love her kids and has not shown herself to be a great mom.
Yeah,
that is we're not even gonna pretend about that or play no games about that. Phaedra has always presented herself as a loving, doting mother to her children, and you can't dispute that. So like that just is what it is. I just want to add that note because I don't want people to misunderstand that. Even though y'all gonna misunderstand what we say anyway, but just not that, because Phaedra is a hell of a mother to her sons, and they seem well adjusted and privileged in all the best ways. So I just want to be clear about
I'm curious about the Phaedra Pinky thing though, because like Pinky has thrown some jabs towards Phaedra's side, towards Phaedra about her wigs, about like little things here and there. So I wonder what I'm sure we'll find out soon.
Well, you see, Phaedra was throwing them too on the phone with Shamia, like what she used to serve. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder what it's because Phaedra said they knew each other for 15 years. So I wonder if we'll get to the backstory. I hope so, because if not, Bravo, you're getting ripped off. You could have paid anybody to go in there and go and do this.
Yeah.
Wait, let me cover my top. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, we're Phaedra. Clock in.
Well, okay. So I want to get to that too. And then I'll go backwards. When you say clock in, the moment I was like, okay, is Phaedra about to clock in when her and Shamia was getting into it, and then Pinky stopped it?
Mm-hmm.
So Carlos King.
What you would have did, Carlos?
I'm going to tell you what I have done. Claudia as my witness.
Yeah.
Porsha even said this in an interview that drops tomorrow. The moment Pinky would have said, this ain't the place for it, I would have said, Pinky, we're in this place. Let these girls finish talking. If you don't want them to talk here, then at least tell them to go outside with it. But we're not going to have these girls address their issue. That was the producer me. It annoyed me because I felt like we're about to finally see Phaedra clock in. And the moment Shamia was ready for it, and Porsha is sipping her drink, ready for it too. The fact that Pinky had the power to say stop.
Yeah. That's
why would you say that? Like I didn't understand why that flew either personally, especially as a day one, season one viewer who remembers the season 9 reunion, epic 4-part reunion, right? Where Shamia versus Phaedra was a highlight of the reunion.
Inspired cheerleader.
Yeah. You gonna write letters?
Coupon.
All of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So
I would have been livid. I would have been like, the moment Phaedra finally, because listen, I believe, and y'all gonna tell me if I got this wrong. I thought in that moment Phaedra was at least ready to get something started.
This was her best episode where she's been the most present, where we heard the most from her. I will say that. Yeah.
She's not intimidated by Shamia. She's not intimidated by Shamia in conflict. And so I think that kind of spoke to her readiness for the moment. I think if she, you know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%. Which is why I wanted it. And I love the fact that Shamia was ready to give it. And I was like, why the fuck are y'all letting Pinky control this scene when there's cameras here? We control the scene. Excuse me, Pinky. Let them finish. We'll get to these burgers in a second and these backpacks. But the first thing we're going to get so this scene can be interesting, let these girls do what they do. Yeah. It's sort of like when in Mexico, season 6, episode 13, they're in Mexico. And Phaedra and Kenya are getting into it. And Kenya kept over talking Phaedra. And Kennedy said, Phaedra never says anything. Can you at least let her finish? Because they were like, she's clocked in because she saw you talk to her husband.
Mhm.
So everybody knows that Phaedra isn't the one to always give it. But when she does, that's when you as producers, you say, quiet on the set,
Yeah.
let her cook. And let's see what she can give. So I thought Phaedra was ready to do it. And I was disappointed that Pinky stopped it and they let her.
It's like Pinky forgot she was on a reality show and she thought she was really. And people give people like a lot of shit with these shows. Oh, I can't believe you messed up that charity event. These events be bullshit for TV, y'all. Okay, they be set up for the show. If everyone in there has signed a release, that not real events half the time. Okay, 9 times out of 10, sometimes they are, but for the most part, they are for the show. You can turn up with those events. So y'all that be, oh, you want to mess with the event? Fuck that event. The event is for Bravo. The event is for the network.
And if I'm mad, hell yeah, I want to mess it up.
We pay, and in some cases, we paid for it. But
Yeah.
again, I'm not saying the Pinky thing. And listen, yes, it was charity. I get it. There were kids there. So, this is Housewives. What
I
we
agree,
doing here?
Carlos. I agree.
What are we doing here? So I thought Phaedra was going to give it. But I do agree with all of you. There is something weird between Phaedra and Pinky. My hope is that we get it. What we are going to get next week is Pinky versus Angela, which I heard that was going to be great. But I want to see Phaedra clock in. I want to see Phaedra gather the girls, and I don't know if we're going to get that with her and Pinky this season. I don't know.
We won't. If you want Phaedra to clock in, figure out a way to bring Candy back. If you want Phaedra to clock in, let's have the conversation. Fuck it. If you want Phaedra to clock in, then someone has to figure out how to have a successful negotiation with Candy Burris to bring her back to the show. Because that is the ultimate clocking in that we will receive from both of them, to be honest with you. So whatever we need to do to sweeten the pot to make that happen, what a return for Candy. You know what I mean? That's the show. So if you want Phaedra activated, everything else is child's play to her because she's in a great position on the cast. She's tenured. The network obviously fucks with her. They moved her from show to show. She has privilege amongst the cast, and you can tell by the way that she chooses or the choices that she makes, you know, her engagement. So if you want to see Phaedra shook up, bring Candy back.
But Dustin and Carlos, first of all, Dustin, that is exceptional. I hope somebody in position of power is listening to you.
Kenya.
I would pay to see that. Kenya or Candy.
Somebody.
Kenya for damn show.
But Carlos, to your point though, what if they've already let that moment happen and Phaedra kept falling flat, so this time they didn't care to stop it? Because my thing is, Phaedra's been falling flat so much, and there have been so many confrontational moments that were lackluster. There might have been nothing to save. The clip, you wanted to empty the clip. The clip might be empty.
Might not be no clip.
Well, that's the thing. Well, and that's a fair assessment. But the thing for me was like, let us at least see it so that, because listen, we're gonna have a real conversation. It is trending on social media whether or not Phaedra is good for the show anymore. I'm sure Phaedra has seen it, and only Phaedra can answer that herself. And listen, Phaedra has fans who feel like, I think she's great. Y'all are haters, and they have the right to say that. But what we're not going to do is not talk about the fact that there is this call to action when it comes to whether or not she is who the fans fell in love with. And that's why, as a producer, it is one of those things where it's sort of like either she's going to give it or she has to be able to do it. And that's why I just had a bad reaction when Pinky stopped it, because I said, well, if I was Phaedra, I would say I tried, but
Phaedra is a cast member that is beloved, right, by the fans and by the audience of the show, and there's value to that, right? But when it comes to abilities amongst the cast, right, when it comes to someone who can anchor a show, someone who can have a cast built around them in a way that the other cast members are supplemental and they are the one who are providing the energy and stuff, Phaedra simply is not that cast member. Don't make her a bad cast member. Don't make her a good one. It's not her skill set. That's not her strong suit. And so I think that somewhere along the way, the adoration of the fandom and her success on other shows, on other platforms, I think that those two things equated to value amongst this show, and that contributed to her coming back. And I'm not a hater, so good for her. I'm glad that she's back and able to do her thing again, raising 2 Black sons. I want to see her employed and doing well, but I'm also not going to denote her as this heavyweight amongst the housewives, in the housewives zeitgeist, that she simply is not able to live up to. She's not. Y'all just love her, and it's okay, and you should if that's your girl. Like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with her. I don't want her gone. I just think it is what it is. Yeah.
It's like loving your favorite quarterback that was good in the 90s. Yeah. And you have this nostalgia, like, bring them back. I want them back in the Super Bowl on my team. And then they bring them back, but their arm isn't what it used to be. Or they were good when they had that certain team around them. But with the new team, it's not really working. It's not really working.
Yeah.
Claudia, you cooked right there.
Yeah.
I think we need to simmer on that a bit. Claudia made a lot of sense. That actually, I think that, to me, that sort of like solidifies it. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan, but if you bring Michael Jordan back with the current players on the Bulls, he's not going to be as great as he was, because back then he did have Scottie Pippen, and that's why Scottie Pippen was like, you were everything, but let's be clear, I also was a part of that too. And I do think, I do think there is something to say about people bringing out the best in you when you are a part of an ensemble. And that's why I don't believe in bringing someone back because they're a familiar face. I believe in bringing someone back because they make sense with this current slew of cast
and the story.
You know? And Phaedra works to me when it's her, Porsha, Candy, Kenya, and Nene.
Yep. Because
go ahead, Claudia.
She was good at like bringing it to Kenya sometimes, and then Nene was good at checking her and being like, "Hold up, I didn't know you back then." So like that, in that dynamic, like there was a time you could almost root for her, right? And then there's a time you can root against her. It was like interesting, but now it's like she's awkward. I think having her on ice all these years, and then kind of like going to Married to Medicine or Dubai, or whatever she was doing. Like she kind of lost something. And maybe that's also when you get fired from a show or taken off a show, suspended, you sometimes like you lose a step. Like, again, to give you a sports analogy, you know, when you're out the game for a few years, you're going to come back. That arm's going to be a little rusty. It's not going to be like what it was before, because you was in a rhythm. And now you don't have your old teammates and you're rusty. And then I also think the stuff that used to work back then is not working now, because like everyone else that stayed on the show or kind of stayed in the mix, they've actually been able to grow and kind of move with the times. Phaedra is like a man that went to prison in 1989 and got let out in 2026 and still wants to dress like when he went in through 2019. Like, you know what I mean?
Use a cell phone. Don't know what the internet is.
Yeah. Like, what is this Wi-Fi situation?
Again, I have to say this in Phaedra's defense.
Yeah.
What is 4G?
I have to say this in Phaedra's defense. You saw K. Michelle say she'd make faces, but K. Michelle didn't say it to Phaedra's face. You saw Pinky make comments about Phaedra, but Pinky didn't make it to Phaedra's face. So in Phaedra's defense, that's why I believe when I was producing that show, and you know this, Claudia, you telling me shade about these girls don't mean shit.
Say it on camera.
I would be like this. Why are you telling me? Yeah. Tell her to her face.
Yeah.
Or if you said it behind her back, you best believe you're gonna get the opportunity to say it to her face.
Yes.
And working with Phaedra, one thing I will say, working with Phaedra, if you bring something to her, Phaedra has never backed down from a fight that she was presented with. Okay. If you came at her like when Kenya Moore said, you were there, Claudia, you and Demetria, you know, Mr. Chocolate, the man you sleeping with, she said.
She got mad and we was like, got her. You got her.
You know, or she saw Kenya talk to Apollo. And she said, my first mind was to slap the dog piss out of your mouth.
I remember that.
Like when you come at her, I will say this about her. She always delivers, and Dustin brought it up season 9, what Shamia was. At that reunion, But she came back and forth, and my advice to the girls is this. And I'll end, okay. I'm gonna end by I'll end my thought by saying this. These are to the housewives. If y'all want Phaedra activated, you have to tell her things to her face, because talking about her behind her back or confessionals ain't gonna work. And in her defense, I will collect these $1 million checks because you girls aren't bringing me anything to deliver with.
And I respect that. My thing is she falls flat when it's time to show and prove on your feet in the moment. The minute that her lies were exposed in that reunion, she literally stopped answering questions. Andy Cohen, Candy Burris, Todd Tucker, several people were asking her pointed questions during that reunion. And after her lie was exposed, she completely shut down and deflated, which doesn't really reflect fortitude and strength in high pressure situations. You know what I'm saying? It seems like, if you're in a controlled environment where they're gonna ask you a question and you know that you can give a witty answer and without any recourse, there's no one there to respond to it, you're gonna be funny or go a little further in your confessionals. But the same strength never showed up in the moment when it was time to have a verbal when it was time to discuss feelings. It never showed up. So
she's not good off the cuff, because we all know that read, that very evil read to Kenya, that she's the most this is her most memorable read that I hated, that Blue and I, we both agree on, about the pizza man, the sperm cup, and all that stuff. You know, that was written out, and she's like, I'm gonna hit it with this in round 3 of the questions. But go back to season 7, we was at that table in Puerto Rico. Newbie Demetria, who was in her head a lot, what did she say? She took a moment and she read her down with that number 8. With the thing me and you got in common is mine. Yours is going in for 8, and I've been with mine for 8. Phaedra had no response to that except, I don't care about that girl. So I think she's highly overrated because of some pre-written. It's like going to a freestyle battle and you have your lyrics written out. That's not a freestyle. You can still be a dope rapper. You can still be dope, but it ain't off the cuff. It ain't off the dome. And only a few of us are good off the dome like that. And I'm sorry, she's not one of them.
You know what I learned though? We're in the minority. I think that a lot of people that maybe our lived experiences, maybe our own capacity to verbally, you know what I'm saying, address a situation. I think that puts us in a place where we register the things that are said differently. And so I think that we're in the minority, friend. After all these years, that's what I've learned, because people fuck with Phaedra and they feel like she is great and has a sharp tongue, and we simply don't. So we in the minority.
I think she's Millie Vanilli in the record skipped, and we're seeing.
You can be great and be in the moment and like process something in the moment quickly, Dustin, to your point, because we're not being fake. If you're fake, you have to keep track of the lies you said or the presentation that you're offering. Oh, I'm a religious woman. I'm a woman of the community. I've done this. I've won cases. I'm this. I'm that. I'm a great woman. I'm classy. It's a lot to remember to keep track of in the heat of moment. But when you are who you are and who you really say you are, you can react in real time. And you ain't faking shit. You don't have to remember a script. It's all right here in your heart. It's right there. You speaking from off the dome and off the heart. So that's what's the difference. Yeah, we can all go home and write some shit out and deliver it. That's the difference between comedians that can do great stand-up comedy, or the ones that, and then they go around and try to host something, they suck.
Yeah.
You know, you can make a funny moment in the heat of the moment and you can pivot. Whereas someone that has their stuff pre-written, and they can still be great comedians, but their shit is all written out.
They're limited. That's all they got.
Actually, that's a quick question. I'm just curious, all three of you, if you had to choose between quitting while you were ahead and having your legacy solid, or coming back for a couple extra 6 figures, which would you choose? Preserving the legacy?
I'll answer that great question. Obviously, people always say, Carlos, come back to Housewives, come back to Housewives. I won't ever go back to Housewives.
You would kill it.
Right? Because I've done it. And the legacy is there. You know, we talked about the top 20 highest rated episodes.
It was
my legacy is on that. It's
all 20 episodes.
All 20 was you, friend. Yeah.
You can't erase history. So for me, the reason why I really, and I'm not being egotistical when I say this, because that's not what my spirit is. I have done so much to that show that no amount of money can satisfy what I built over there and where I'm at today, the peace that I have today and doing other things. So I do agree with you. I think, listen, all money ain't good money. And I think there are certain people who need to look at it and say, me going back, what else is there besides the check? And because when I look at who I used to work with, and again, not to keep bringing her name up, but Porsha brought this up in the interview, is I know what to do with those girls, but I also think the times have changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the times have changed and the world has evolved and so I have decided there's no amount of money that anybody can offer me to go back producing Atlanta Housewives.
Okay, not money, but what if when Nene comes back and when this lawsuit stuff is over with Kenya and she goes back and they have Kenya, Nene, Porsha, Phaedra would still be good with them. What if they bring the OGs back? Then would that be a reason to go back? Would you do it for that? I know money is not an issue because you're rich. We saw you. But for the culture and like I feel like you know how to work with those girls the best. Is what I'm saying. Would you go back under those circumstances?
That would be a great start of a conversation, but there's so much other stuff that would have to be included because and when I say things just aren't the same anymore, like there's so much shit with that. But I also think this is sort of like I do believe in this. I do believe in some cases you gotta just say, like Michael Jordan. Sometimes you gotta sit back and be like, man, that was a great time. And I love it. And I will say this. I love critiquing the game versus being the coach of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the great thing is you have the option.
I like to be the reality,
analyst.
But what if the conditions
the graduation of it, but to go back and be like, Pinky, let her finish. I'll just be
but what if the OG said their one condition to come back would be if Carlos King was the executive producer?
Oh.
And you had complete editing and casting control.
Final cut. Final cut.
More appetizing.
Lauren, if you're listening.
Huh?
I said, Lauren, if you're listening.
You are so shady.
Anyway,
moving on to the super chat. Blue just started something. Okay.
I think we have our answer.
I think we just broke a deal right on camera.
And that's what you call journalism.
Yeah.
Kendra G on the show with you and Lisa will be hot. Yes, Porsha. Thank you, sir. DC9880. Well, Candy, why don't you check around Puerto Rico and see if there's a studio we can go drop some beats? Legendary.
Oh, you say, Nene, stop.
Claudia, we got a question for you for Love and Hip Hop Miami by Dark Child 99. Claudia, well done on another week of Love and Hip Hop Miami. It was highly immature of Eyesore Michael. Y'all are shady. To trash you on Instagram instead of stating his qualms about you to your face in that actual scene when all four of you sat down to speak.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we went back and forth on Instagram because I wasn't appreciative of what he was saying. But
what the fuck did he say about you?
The same tired thing that people say. And Dustin, you know me, and you know what some of my
friends ain't having it.
The old go back to you can't get a man, and you need to worry about having a baby with your last 2 periods left, stuff like that. And I was like, I've not wanted to have a kid in a very long time. It was only once in my life that I did want to, and I was like, wasn't really sure about it. But that's like the same thing that people, if you think I can't get a man, which they're so easy to get, not only can I get them, I can get fine shit, good shit, quality shit, smart shit.
Come
That
on.
is
What are you trying to
insane.
say? You arguing Claudia is friends with his girl, his baby mama. You know what I'm saying? And you got her back. So why is it now calling into question your goals and accomplishments in life when it comes to
My
markers and
fertility.
shit? I don't
My-
want to be. She don't want no baby with his ass. You don't want no baby with him. You ain't having one with him. How about that? He's not. I'm not even gonna do this.
No,
I'm not
that's
even gonna do
insane.
this. Let's
That's
just go. Let's
crazy.
finish reading. Come on.
Claudia, Dark Child 99 also said, I hope you whack heaven or whatever her silly name is on a future episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Who is this girl, Claudia Child? Claudia's a baddie who got a bigger resume than you will ever have besides that little spinoff show.
Oh,
Damn.
there is a scene with Gael and I that I was a little out of character. I will say I gave my criticism of Atlanta Housewives at the beginning. I was very Love and Hip Hop in the scene.
Good. You was on Love and Hip Hop.
I'm in place.
When in Rome.
Rome.
Now Bella. Yes, exactly.
My Sharia Moore, baby boys are irresistible to spoil, but mine no accountability is non-negotiable. Cuteness doesn't pay the bills or teach responsibility, baby.
Amen.
Thank you, Shonda in real life. We got page 128. Claudia found a Michelle Mazzato in Brooklyn, who's what's that word, Blue?
Who's in also Rhinology?
Lauren
Laryngology. Yeah, it's otolaryngology.
No, the name is Melissa Machado.
Yeah, ear, nose, and throat physician.
Yeah, that's the wrong name. But thank you for trying.
Not ear, nose, and throat, though. I know that's
Thank
right.
you, darling. T Business, is Trish calm and quiet or is she combative? We heard both. I'm confused. That's in regards to Huntsville. LA Experience, are Drew allegations just some lawyer tactics to keep her in the home with the kids? Discipline as a parent can be justified.
Then let her whoop your kid's ass. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
That Dustin boy. Black Interesting Gravitas 44. Didn't Brit claim that she suffered emotional trauma? Why provoke more to the incident?
Because it wasn't her in the pictures.
LA Experience. Hey, Carlo, it's been a minute. Who's your force multiplier on Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 projection? I say Porsha. What you guys say?
Angela Oakley so far. She's moving the story along. She's not afraid to bring up shit, make pivots in the conversations, no matter who she's with. Angela Oakley, the Oak. That's who I think. Mm-hmm.
Angela has that twinkle in her eye. Porsha's comfortable and gorgeous and all the things, but Angela has that little twinkle, that little extra bit of hunger that I like.
Angela's hungry, for sure.
She looks hungry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is different than thirsty.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very different.
You say K. Michelle, Claudia?
And Angela is always gonna be I love Angela. She's my favorite.
Cred K. Ridman, 3878. Trisha is an Aquarius. Calm demeanor meant walls are up. Fearless 2752. Not gonna act like Kenya didn't reveal in someone's demise. Didn't revel in someone's demise. She always plays dirty. I'm not a Brit fan, but get your lick back. Bye, Kimura. My Sharia Moore, people are jealous of Pinky.
I agree.
And with good reason. Shit, that's amazing.
Candace Kid Learning. I love her. I love and relate to Pinky. When you get that good man, it can be hard to trust your man will be okay when you can't hold it together. That's fair. Claudia, a question for you by Custom Design. What is the number of your hair color?
I don't know because I didn't do it. If you DM me, I will find out from the hair. I'll text the hairdresser tonight. And I'll find out for you. Sorry.
Oh, Claudia, our mutual friend Flo did my hair color.
Oh, she's my favorite. Like all my best. Yeah, she's the.
We have the same. Yeah, that's so funny.
Flo, if you are in LA, you guys, you gotta check out Flo. She's on Santa Monica Boulevard. She's mom.
Flo did good, child. I love it.
Here come Flo.
Melody Rankin, thank you for another fabulous live. I love y'all down. Carlos, do you have any info on Heart and Hustle Houston coming back? No, I don't, gorgeous. Sorry. Black Intrinsic Gravitas. Why would anyone want a liar like Phaedra watching their kids anyway? We got Gumma 4191. Claudia's so mad Phaedra outlasted her. The hate is real. She'll be back next season.
How many times I have to tell you, dumb motherfuckers? I was asked back. Like I was asked back. And guess what I did? I went to LA to shoot another show with the Carlos King. Like, do I regret it? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But that's the journey that I went on. So are you with your mama? I already posted a letter like 5 times on Twitter with them asking me to come back. So fuck you.
LA Experience, and she's telling the truth. She was asked back. LA Experience, Phaedra always been a supporting castmate, never a lead. Thank you, Antoinette Jenkins. Leah's so sweet. Her real name is Clarence. If you know, you know.
Who?
Ooh.
Only Clarence I know is Carter. I be stroking. Hey, that's what I be doing. Yeah. Okay. And Patch, I was so raggedy, folks used to call me Patches. I know that Clarence Carter. You know what I'm saying? Blue.
Yo, my ADHD loves Dustin so much. Y'all have no idea.
Blue Chest. Phaedra is a shady queen, not a read master. LA Experience. It will take Porsha to dig up dirt and confront Phaedra on the why. The why would you do that to give her the action?
100% agree.
That could work.
That'd be amazing.
Oh yes, Benita Vanna, thank you. What did y'all think of Maury making an appearance?
I thought it was cool.
That was a flex. That was such a flex.
That was good. That was really, really, really good. Shout out to Maury. Last question for you, Dustin, from Reggae. Is Holding Court with Ebony K. Williams coming back? I missed my show, and big up to my daffodil blue.
They make fun of me because I'm a fucking daffodil. He's making fun of me. Thank you, Tony.
Well, we love daffodils. That was the first flower niggas reckon. I knew a daffodil before I knew a rose.
Really?
You know, you in elementary school, they give you daffodils to give to the other little kids and shit. But shout out to Holding Court with Ebony K. Williams. That's just show that we were both able to win NAACP Image Award for. And we are always in a season of being able to come back. The great thing about that show is that it's focused on legal news and it's always some shit going on. So we're never too far and we have something special we're cooking up. So thank you for loving the show.
How old is the baby?
Her baby is beautiful. Her name is Liberty. And she is thriving and beautiful. And Ebony is thriving as a mother. She's a loving, doting, good mother. And Liberty is happy and well-adjusted and loving her mama and full of personality. Okay. So and the parts in her hair be straight. Ebony can do her hair. The parts in Liberty hair be straight. They don't be all crooked. Yeah. So you know.
Claudia, Dustin, Blues, anything you guys have going on? You want the raindrops to know? To promote?
Love and Hip Hop Wednesday, Accidentally Informed on Wednesday, and yes, love Erica Cobb. I was gonna come to New York on Sunday, Dustin, for Derek Monroe's event.
I'll be there.
I forgot I committed to something in Philly that same day. I'm seeing if like the times are enough because it's not that far. If I can do both, but if so, I'll definitely hit you up.
We'll talk. Yeah. We're offline. But yes, please.
For sure. Keep
Blue.
Oh yeah, you guys can find me Blue Centric Live. I'm back on YouTube. I took a 2-week break. This is the only thing I've been doing for the last 2 weeks is coming here to see y'all. I've been on
and I want to say thank you for that because I know you've been taking a break.
Yeah, I've been hiding. I only come out on Mondays to pop out to see y'all, and I go back into hiding. But I'll be back on the internet streets this week on Blue Centric Live, and also I'm just gonna put it out there. At some point, we all need to be in the same city.
I agree.
I agree.
New York or Miami? Where's it going to be, Carlos?
Clear your schedules.
For when? I might have a Tubi movie.
Lizzie will send a note.
I got an announcement coming up, so y'all gonna have to get the molasses out your ass. So we can go on and get them cow. Anyway,
love that's why you can't, Carlos. Is what he's saying. You know,
I know. Trust me. Lizzie will send emails. That's saying what you got going on.
The Friend Zone podcast every Wednesday. Everywhere podcasts are heard. Of course, here Monday night live with Reality with the King. I'm so blessed to be a part of this talk show because that's what the fuck this is. So thank you all for being incredible castmates. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just very, very happy. I love coming to do this job every Monday, and I love making announcements. So I'm
Hell
gonna do
yeah.
that pretty soon here.
And then
That's
many
it.
Right, Carlos?
Oh,
Yes, yes,
Justin,
absolutely.
please give your co-host Fran, my birthday twin, birthday
I
wishes.
will. I will. And happy birthday to Fran. Hey, Fran. Hey, one of the realest niggas walking the earth. Shout out to Fran. Hey, Fran. Hey, that is my sister for real, for real. And happy belated birthday. We love you, Fran. That's it.
Yes, yes. No, love you.
Wait a minute. What?
Oh, is that when
love Dustin, love Blue, love Carlos, and love you, Claudia. We love you too. I don't know what happened, but we love
Who
you.
getting cussed out? Because they said fuck somebody. It ain't us.
I think when I said fuck, remember I said fuck you to someone. I mean, it might be that.
Oh, maybe. Oh, well,
they said they loved all of us.
I love you.
Okay, well, F you to my neighbors. I love
Right.
you.
Love y'all.
And don't be talking to Claudia like that.
No, I think they were like saying, yeah, and fuck you too to the person I was saying fuck you to.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Take it back.
I'm like, wait, what?
Who I do want to say fuck you to right now, who I'm so mad at? Clay Thompson for doing our girl Meg Thee Stallion.
Don't get me started, Claudia. That's a whole other hour. Don't even get me started.
Keep your emails open.
We
but
love
no,
you,
I want to thank Dustin, Claudia, and Blue for stepping in every Monday night. Stay tuned. We got some good things cooking for this group of people.
Like what?
Soon. Summer is always a good time to just sprout.
Spring, fall joggers. Okay.
I'm a summer guy. So there's some things happening that I'm working on. So stay tuned. But I love the three of you guys, and thank y'all for making time what this is. Rain drops tomorrow. My Porsha Williams interview drops at noon. It is worth the wait. This is a year in the making. And look,
congrats for getting that, despite all the criticism we've had to do on the show. I like that you were able to still do that. You know what I mean?
Yes, and the thing, and I will say this: Porsha obviously has seen Monday Night Live, and one thing I know there's people who like, Porsha should never go on. He lets Claudia and them drag her. First of all, you guys are saying more about how y'all feel Porsha is than what y'all said about us, because y'all are trying to say Porsha is so immature that she will take critique and take it personal. She doesn't do that. And she could not have been more thrilled to do it. The first thing she said to me, we sat down, she said, "This is not an interview. I want us to talk." She said, "I hate doing interviews." She said, "You're the only person that I want to talk to about things." And she said, "They're going to ask me everything. Ask it." And we did. And it was great. And if you're looking for like a petty conversation about throwing shade, it's not that, right? Does that happen? Sure, but it's not a firestorm of like reads, because she's been in the game for over 10 years. Who gives a fuck about whether or not she can read? We know she can. This woman opened up about her marriage to Cordell, what that was like. She reveals what advice Nene gave her during season 5 that came true. She revealed the one thing Cordell said in their marriage that she was like, oh shit. She talks about Simon. She talks about the optics of Simon. We brought up Fallon. She talks about Fallon. She didn't say, bitch, why you asking me about this woman? She said, let's talk about it.
I can't wait to watch. I ain't even know. I'm finna roll me a blunt.
She answered everything. We talked about Shamia. We talked about K. Michelle and the miscarriage, conversation. And the one thing that I will say that you guys will get from this too, she talked about, we spent a good amount of time on the business of Porsha Inc.
Yeah.
And when I say to you guys, that to me is my favorite part of the conversation, because she spelled out her empire in a way that I was like, oh, wait a second. Does this mean, and I asked her a question that she was like, you're making me uncomfortable asking me that. Like when she really breaks down her business, because again, I've never heard her talk about it. So this conversation was very mature. It was growth.
I love that.
She was light. She spoke about sway. She talked about having her first girl on girl experience at 7.
Oh,
Wow, Carlos.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, she talked about everything. I could have spent another hour there. She was like, "We done?" I said, "I know, bitch. I could be here, bro. I could have been there forever." But it's I will say this. It to me is the best interview she's done, only because it's not like Porsha being like silly and goofy and all that stuff. You know, it was the power of Porsha.
I can't wait to watch. It sounds good.
good.
And the two of you together are good TV, so I can't wait
It
to
was
watch.
fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
What'd you wear?
Great. Wow.
I had my chest out.
Period, Carlos.
And you know,
You had titties out for Porsha. Of course, you had your titties out for Porsha.
And
And
she
you know,
did too.
and he probably had an erection.
The interview drops tomorrow.
Y'all would make cute babies. I was thinking about this the other day.
And you rich?
The interview drops tomorrow at noon, so make sure you guys check it out. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about it too next week. So, Blue, Claudia, and Dustin, I love you guys. Have a great weekend as well.
Bye, Raindrops. Thank you,
y'all.
Lula. Thank you, Lizzie.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.